我是啥不是吧？我是什么 ？And even in Japanese. ロホリガスが現実のスコントナイオ、ゴスコのシティストマッシュ、私がスコートの一緒とサンデーレコスクリーム、スコートの案のスクラザシマ、私ますんですが。Okay, people, right across the Asia Pacific realm, coming live from HK, it's your boy Timmy T, the terrific Lego lunatic. And on the panel tonight, we have got a lovely panel consisting of Adam inside the brick box, ABC, Darren, aka Gandalf, and Darkside Bricks Philip.
Howdy, howdy.
Wonderful panel. Thank you for joining me in this. And we may have some stragglers, including Mr. RRB later on, and other people coming along as the stream continues. So tonight on the wonderful, wonderful show that will be our Super Sunday Lego strip, we are looking at lots of mind-blowing things as Adam does the sound effects and the actions in the background. Thank you. We are continuing building this little country-based hospital that I've been building, which is good. And let's catch up and pass the footy around to. Let's go to. Well, let's go to Phil. How are things in the Lego world? And how are you coming along with your little thing that you've been creating on studio? Is it coming together slowly?
Slowly is the word for it. I'm building my own Mad Max 2 semi-trailer, basically. And I'm designing it on studio and everything, so for people that don't know.
Nice.
How's Lego? Lego's quiet for me because I'm primarily a Star Wars collector, so it's very quiet until August.
Yeah.
At the moment. Yeah, apart from that, I'm working away on the Mad Max setup.
Nice. Okay, good.
Very good. Sure.
Good. This is just going left, right, and center. Okay, good. We'll pass the footy across to Darren. I hear you went and saw a Lego show. What's happening? What's going on? Tell us, mate.
Yesterday, headed off from home at 6:45 around to Queenscliff in Victoria from Phillip Island. It's 60 kilometres as a crow flies and 250 plus to get there by road.
Wow. Wow, what a journey for Lego. See, we have it all on our panel. People go miles and miles out of their way just for the love of Lego. So,
good chat. Like a lot of mates too and see what they're building, and it was interesting to see what was there. And huge prevalence of the new roller coaster though. 3 at the one show.
That's a little bit excessive.
Added into people's fairgrounds and their train setups and etc. So but not a bad show for a smaller country show. I think it's one that's outgrown its venue though. It's it's one of those things. Do you keep it as a small, intimate show, or do you really grow it to the next level, which you could possibly easily do? So it's a hard call.
Yeah, true that. So, well, that's good to hear. We'll go into a bit more depth a little bit later, I think. We'll pass the footy across to ABC, Aussie Big Trick. What is going on?
Finally, he says my full name. I know it's long, but, it doesn't take that long to say it.
ABC.
Yes.
Letters.
Yeah. Just because it's the start of the alphabet.
Okay, fine.
Been busy on a lot of streams this weekend. It's the streaming weekend of streams.
Wow.
I was on 3 just yesterday.
Wow, I'm glad you made it to ours. Thank you.
Well, I was contemplating going.
No, I'm no, not today.
I couldn't do that to you, Timmy.
Thank
Pill
you.
up.
Muchas gracias. Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, so today was spent the morning, the best part of the morning was spent at a show.
Oh, yes.
I got to see Brent Waller's most epic Batcave in Wayne Manor. Very disappointed to miss the Batcave last year because he arrived late, but can't rewind time and fix that one. But I got to see the Batcave with Wayne Manor on top, and yes, epic does not sort of capture how good the build is. Like skill wise, it's most excellent. It's got lighting, it's got movement. He plays music as well, so
Wow.
it's an experience, definitely. I would have liked to have been able to see it without the bollards in the way, but yeah.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and I even managed to get a photo of the man with his creation to show, Brent Waller included for scale purposes.
Oh, lovely.
Is very, very big. It actually sits on the ground. I was kind of shocked at that, but after seeing that over 6 foot, I can see why it sits on the ground.
I wonder how many parents complained, kids can't see the top.
Oh, you can see all of it quite well because of how he designed it. But he was telling me that he had to redesign it to be able to take the weight of Wayne Manor on the top. So,
because the actual weight in Wayne Manor would cause it to have structural issue. I see.
Like
and
the
it's
real
all
Wayne
like
Manor.
sort of tiered towards the front as you go down. So, yeah, it's an interesting build. I have captured a lot of videos, so watch this space for a video hopefully this week if I can manage to edit it.
You heard that first, people. You heard that first on ABC's channel. Make sure you catch it when it comes out.
You heard it first on Timmy T's.
Timmy T's Lego Screw.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, lots of photos. I haven't had a chance to edit yet because I came home and had to have a nap.
Yeah.
Don't have a nap.
Crowds and noise and crowds. It was very busy the whole time we were there. Well, with the exception of the autism session where they had the lights down.
Oh, that's nice.
None of the lighting running on any of the displays, with the exception of the Batcave. Like anything that had like flashing lights, they were turned off. So
wow, that's very considerate. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's beautiful.
As someone who's sensory sensitive to lighting and stuff like that, it actually made my viewing time a lot more pleasurable, and the kids that were there were really, really well behaved and enjoyed every moment of that hour and a half that they had to themselves before they let in the massive tidal wave that was the people that arrived at 10:30.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I really like the sensory sessions too. I think they're a great thing that we do.
It is good, and like as someone who knows how stressful it is to go through a entire we have setup days well in addition to the show days. As somebody who's like in there as one of the people as part of the show, I know how stressful that is. I can imagine that for a kid that is still developing and developing strategies to cope with situations like that, it would be very overwhelming. So it was very nice of them to. They always have autism sessions at the Brisbrick shows. I have asked numerous times for our shows to have them, but as a commercial entity, they don't see it as a viable business option. Hopefully one day I'll crack that nut, because I would very much appreciate an hour of having everything quiet up.
Yes.
The show itself.
It's called come in early on Saturday morning when everyone's finished setting up.
Is that the key, Adam?
It was even busy then, like compared to what I've seen of the autism sessions at other shows, and I'm not just talking about this show that are run by the Brisbricks people, and any shows that I've been to. It's a lot quieter and it's a lot less stressful. And from my perspective as someone who's trying to get video, it was really good. Because once they let that tidal wave of people in, it did not it didn't ease off until after lunch. And then there was more people came in. So sort of eased for a moment and there was like pressing crowds again. Had to fight, there was like 5 people deep around the, most of the displays, which is a bit ridiculous, really. I think they needed to have timed in and out for that amount of people. Like give people like an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever. Or I don't know, maybe space the entry times a bit wider because they're like...
Or dump all the sales stalls and put more Lego room for people to walk around.
There were a few problems because there was like a bottleneck in one section where it was like, and it was near a popular display too, so it caused a proper bottleneck. You had Hogwarts train display, and then you had like Star Wars Millennium Falcons. It was in this little sort of alcove bit at the end. You're familiar with the space, Adam, aren't you? As you walk, Strathbourne Community Centre.
Oh yeah.
Been there millions of times.
It's a poorly designed building.
It's a very poorly designed building. Yeah. As you walk in through the front entrance and you look to the right, they had like Hogwarts was up against this wall. And then they had some Star Wars stuff in there. And then they had some like kids displays along the side. But between the Hogwarts and the Star Wars Millennium Falcon displays, it was just this big crush of people and you couldn't get in and you couldn't get out of it. It was insane. And then, as you went around, like it was like 5 people deep. I'll be very surprised if they don't get people complaining about that. The amount of human beings in that space was so bad that the air conditioning couldn't actually cope with it at points. I could see that even some of the exhibitors were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think they need to think about a different venue, I think. For years in future. But I understand wanting to stay with the same place because they're established. They've been doing this for about, 4 or 5 years? 4 years? 5 years? 4 years? Don't quote me on that. But all in all, it was mostly, really top quality mocks and stuff. There were a few things that felt like filler. But you get that, and most shows will have something that's filler.
Yeah, of course.
And a few displays that felt like they weren't finished yet, like they're planning on making them more fuller by the end of the year when they have their big show at Chandler. So,
yeah,
that's no different to me taking 2 years to finish mine.
Yeah, but there's a difference between having something that's missing some details and having something that feels unfinished. Like yours still has something to look at. Whereas, there was one there that was like a castle facade and all these dragons, which, it was cool and all that, but it felt like it was
lacking something.
It was lacking a lot of something. It was like if it wasn't all the minifigure dragons and the couple of really big red dragons and all that, it would be very bland. Like it's just a facade, nothing else. I mean, you're looking at that as compared to massive Hogwarts railway train display. or Brent Waller's Batcave with Wayne Manor on top of it, or even just the regular train display that they had in there that they took to the model train show. It looks like they hadn't put in as much effort in it as I know they have capability to do. Like, I know this builder, and he's not, untalented or anything like that. It just felt...
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because I know that he is capable of doing much more than that. But yeah, I think that's all I will say about that. Well, watch this space. I mean, the ABC space.
Yes, on her channel.
On my channel, Aussie Brick Kick. Subscribe. What am I saying? Most of your subscribers are mine anyway.
Oh, well, that's all right. Come on, we're all friends here.
Oh, well, yeah, no. Well,
No? What?
Yeah, that's Aussie stuff. You do not understand,
Yeah, I do, no.
If I say nah, yeah, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, yeah. We're in.
Yeah,
but yeah, she went,
But yeah, I got some good footage. So watch this space for more videos.
Cool. Well, we'll kick the footy across to inside the brick box. What's going on, Adam? Are you had your thing last night with your community news? Anything riveting happening that you've stumbled upon that I may have missed? Was not able to jump in and say hi ho to you last night.
Other than looking at the Australian Lego catalogue and
talking about everything is awesome.
Oh yeah, and realizing the Harper and Jago series is like the what's the word? Not
precursor.
Precursor of the Lego movie.
Strong Mad Max vibe.
Really?
Mm.
Wow. Wow, we're going down that road.
And other than that, I've been totally freaking out over the power up.
Oh yes, I've seen a lot of guys over here freaking out too, Adam. They're really gearing up.
Listed online. They're ready to go on sale.
Yes, I heard that.
Just go find $500 Australian for it.
Oh, only.
Only.
No, rephrase that.
That means it would be.
Let's get one freight, one passenger, but then I'll go find another $200 to get another passenger so I can have the full train.
Oh, of course. That's how they suck you in, Adam. Come on, get with it. That's Lego's ploy.
There's a lot of cool things we're going to come out with this Bluetooth enabled product.
Isn't there?
There has been word. I've been following online magazine. They actually got one of the limited invites to preview the sets.
Oh wow!
And they've all been reviewed. They've all took home a review set each. And
lucky ducks.
Yeah, no. So far they've confirmed the boost sets are compatible. But I'm still waiting for them to confirm that the We Do sets are compatible. Because I think what's happened is Power Up is going to be the bridge between Boost and We Do. It's not really? It's going to be able to use either or.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
And that's been my prediction since I've seen the first footage of the vehicle of the power up devices. The only thing I'm still waiting for is find out what the actual controller chip they're using. Will it be the Texas Instrument chip they used in the We Do, or is it going to be the ARM chip? But I think it's not going to be the ARM chip because the ARM chip is too big.
Oh.
The one what is used in the Boost system.
Yep. I'm with you. Oh wow.
So it's a toss up between those two. The motors, I've now found out, are 5 volts.
Oh, okay.
Not 9-volt motors anymore. The other thing I found out is the reason why they got 6 wires.
Yeah.
Is that the extra 2 are to actually read what the motor is. There's some sort of, I don't know what it is, if it's a chip or a resistor for the Bluetooth enabled. It's basically if you've done electronic with a single chip boards.
Yeah.
It's basically like that. And I think what it does is it reads the resistance or if it's a chip on the actual motor and actually can predict what the motor is and automatically switches over to the mode. And the other thing is the remote control buttons can turn 360.
Wow.
So you can adjust them to whatever angle you want to use. So it's interesting to see. I've got a theory that you're enabled to pair up to 2 battery boxes to one remote.
Ooh,
So see very, very tricky controlled type trains with pull and push modes.
Yeah.
And other things is look at having smaller engines too.
Smaller
look
engines.
Look at shunters and that.
Yeah.
Eliminating having that extra sensor is going to be so much more. You can work into building into a better train standard.
I see.
And now I understand why the tender on the Hogwarts Express, what's coming out, is so small.
There's a direct correlation, Adam.
The battery box is just the right size to fit in it.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you snaffled onto that, mate. That's good.
So expect that to be one of the things. But don't expect individual motors for sale until next year.
Yeah.
Same as the battery boxes. From the sound of it, power functions is around for at least another 12 months. As Technique is still heavily involved in it.
Yeah.
Also, we will not see backwards compatibility because of that chip. The motors have to have that onboard chip for it to work.
Okay.
Resistor, wherever it is.
Yeah. Whatever component actually makes that.
I've seen the inside of the motors, and I'm not sure if it's a chip or resistor from the look of it. I think it's in my theory, I think it is a resistor with a diode. And basically it just stops the backflow of the power through the resistor. The resistor just has a value accordingly to the motor. I think that's what they've done. And then on the opposite side is actually the controller chip for the power.
Wow.
And that's what the original, how we used to have the 4 wires. The 2 outside wires on the power functions was the free power. That will now be the control.
Oh, okay.
And then you got 2 more on the outside. What will be the other 2? So
Timmy, you didn't actually understand any of that. You're just the nodding head in the background, aren't you?
No, I did electronics. Don't you make a fool of me. I play with CD radios and hammer radios and pull them apart.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
I've got a VK2 bloody license. Thank you very much. I know bloody electronics.
And the funny thing about the design for this has been around since 2014. It's taken this long to bring it out in the system format for Lego system. 2014. I looked at the manufacturing stamps on the We Do sets, and they were first manufactured in 2014. So we have been waiting that long, 4 years.
They obviously want to make sure it's going to work 100% right.
And yeah, no, now I understand why Boost was brought out first. It is sort of going to be the bridge gap between Mindstorms and We Do for the mid-range students in the future, but they've pushed it retail first because it's sort of tier 2 retail at the moment. So hopefully in the future we'll see a lot more educational sets and everything. And that was the other thing. Battery compartments can be swapped out.
Oh,
the actual battery where the batteries go is at the housing actually slides out and can be replaced with my guess down the track a rechargeable lithium battery. Will make everyone's life so much easier.
Oh wow, that's good. At least they thought of that idea out them to actually have a component that you can slip out, put the other one in, and off you go again.
Only reason I knew about that was I saw someone had the box and they had the actual thing come out because there's like a connector on the top of the power up battery box. What has 3 prongs. Oh, and the 3 prongs represents a lithium-ion battery for the future.
Ah,
you have your negative, your positive, and your sense wire.
Ah, lovely. Okay.
So we've got that to come. So that's exciting. Really exciting.
I can see it all over your face, Adam. You're champing at the bit. You can't wait to get your hands on it, and I can understand why. And I'm even tempted to maybe dip my foot into the water of trains with all this new stuff coming myself.
Well, put it in your mind, Timmy. Think about this: not having a train stop in a tunnel where you can't get it going again. You will be able to do it now.
Ah,
that's the reason why I'm excited.
You've made your point. You made your sale point. That's it. It looks like I'm gonna have to jump in.
I think Lego's got a winner, and I reckon this is going to be a big selling point, and I hope they push it a lot more through the series.
I think they will. I think if they're going to have that compatibility and the actual other different technique capabilities, a whole range of stuff that this new system will bring. I don't think they'll just do it in one set. I think they'll put it across the board because they know it's going to be something for the future.
Just a shame they're 4 years behind. Well, I'm forgetting how long Esbrick has had their little power function compatible one for a while, but it's something they should have brought out years. But I think they've got an advantage here. I've heard the app is going to be awesome. So
I was going to ask you. I heard about there was an app. So
so far the first version of the app is coming out with the Batman vehicle.
Oh, is it?
The Batman vehicle does not come with a controller. It's supposed to be the launch of the app, but I've heard it's not the finalized app. So there'll be another app coming out after what will be for all the other devices in the future.
Oh, okay.
And it's not due out until November.
Gotcha.
So,
well, that is all exciting. That's really really good that Lego's finally okay, it's taken 4 years, but I think they've been very cautious with it, but also, too, at the same time, they know what is going to make this a really good go-forward product for the future and the capabilities for other parts of the Lego line to actually
put this in your mind. Think about lifts. The one thing what is really annoyed people with buildings. Yes. Hopefully, we'll be able to program the motors to actually work as a lift motor.
Exactly. Now that gets me excited.
That is something
Yes.
That's the other thing I'm very excited is having the capabilities of programming it.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be an open environment, not like the Boost, what's very closed up. You got to work to their program. So, yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so what is happening in the local scene over here in HQ? Gearing up for a big show at Megabox Display Center in July. Our log and we
Megablocks.
So hey?
Did you say Megablocks?
Megabox. BOX, not blocks. No.
I was about to eject
Stop
myself.
stirring the pot.
Eject myself from the stream.
Stop
Then
stirring the pot, ABC.
I was about to eject myself from the stream.
No, Megabox.
Don't break me, Timmy. Don't break me.
Sorry.
Breaker.
It's usually you breaking me, but hey, that wow. But yeah, so coming up in July, mid-July, Megabox Entertainment Display Centre. HK Lug will be combining with Semgen Lug, which is across the border, and we're going to put on a mega show at Megabox, and it's going to be a good collaboration between the two lugs and a good collaboration between Hong Kong SAR and the mainland, and extending the hand of friendship across the water. And we are going to have that space for 3 days. Yes, I said 3 days, which will be good. It's going to go from the Friday right across to the Sunday. And we are looking forward to that. It's going to be a big event. It's going to be massive. It's going to be exciting. We really look forward to that. And
let's hope Timmy's head doesn't blow up from the excitement.
Easy, Adam. So yeah, we're excited for that. We can't wait for that. We also have got a group of Taiwanese Lego ambassadors, which are going to come and show us some small builds that they're bringing from Taiwan, which will be good from their Taipei Lug. They'll be talking in August, so they'll be coming in August and having a meeting with our group and our lug on a Wednesday night, which will be good. And we look forward to that. And then coming up, there is I think later on in September, there's a Singapore-Malaysian show. So it's a joint collaboration with Singapore and Malaysia, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So that is the local news in the general vicinity over here. We've been out with being sick and everything else, but now we're back in. We're hooking into different groups and finding out what's happening, and when people are going to start giving the details of mock competitions and the rest coming forward. So we look excited for that. Anyway, I think we need a bit of a shake-up and throw the cat amongst the pigeons. What?
Oh, speaking of the devil,
we have the duck. I mean, we have the chicken. I mean, late entry. The duck has arrived. I mean, the chicken's arrived. James,
the chicken's amongst the pigeons.
That duck does not look happy. I mean, chicken does not look happy. Oh, and he muted himself. Okay, fine.
Probably safer
James,
than
how
he
are you? You look tired, mate. What's up? How are things? On a nice note.
Hello all.
hello.
Yeah, just got back to Queensborough flying pooped, and I'm going to give myself a
pat on the back.
A Magnum. So
a Magnum, yes.
This is the middle of winter, and that's what you need. So,
yeah, if is that what will help you get through, get you by? No.
It's denial. It's denial coated in delicious white chocolate. So
denial in white chocolate. I love it.
Yes. So Queenscliff was good. I'll fill you in later. I don't want to just bust in and steamroll over everything.
That is all right.
I can just, I can say one thing.
I just the irony that we said throw the cat among the pigeons and you
James.
jumped in.
Very good timing.
Okay, everyone, let James talk.
No, I was a little bit late because I had to, because I just returned and I got a furry black breeding, so I had to fix things and all that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so apparently, and I'll just say this one thing. Apparently, Victorian police recommend that you don't swerve. If you see something on the road at night, you don't swerve. Really.
Have they hit a kangaroo before?
Let's just say, no, I actually technically did hit a kangaroo tonight. The tip of a tail of one of them, because it was like a big one dead in the middle of the road. And
Oh, crap.
Oh god.
if I didn't swerve, I wouldn't be here. I would be in a ditch somewhere with half of my front end just gone. And if I wouldn't have swerved, I would have covered the other side of the car in a fine red mist of formerly was possum. So
Possum?
I do have some friends at Kerryland, which is like fucking yeah, who'd love that. But Australians don't like killing possums. So Victorian police, you have no freaking idea what you're talking about. If there's something in the middle of the road, you swerve. Because unlike them, we actually have to pay for our cars. If they're willing to service and maintain and buy our cars and replenish them and all that, by all means, I'm willing to follow your advice. But until then, bugger off.
Send them up north of Rockhampton. They'll learn real quick why you got to swerve.
Oh, we got to swerve. Yeah, imagine hitting a cassowary with 100 k's an hour.
110
You weren't going anywhere.
I actually north of Rockhampton, between Rockhampton and Mackay, you actually do 110.
Oh, what?
In the deadliest section too, when kangaroos jump out in front of you.
Oh, like tonight was magnificent. As far as it's one of those weird nights. It was as dark as anything, but it was starlight, so the visibility was quite good, and you could see a lot until boing. Then, all right, I'll.
If he tries to make friends with the car,
come back when quiet. So.
Yes. Well, anyway, and the show was all right, James. The show was okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, you got a bit of attention coming on. Yeah, so Kale won Best of Show with his selection of shiny amusement park related objects, which wasn't a surprise because he brought in a new one, which is kind of like a mini.
The Pirate Roller Coaster.
No. He did that, but a mini version of the Disney Castle. Like, it was still quite sizable. It was done off the one off the movie trailer, not the one in the park. So it had through the middle, and it was very, very nice. And then he did some tweaks and some other stuff as well, and just he had the whole package. So trumps for him, and good on him. And he got a cup that was just glued.
What? Just glued?
Yes, it was still drying. My reaction.
Kale the vegetarian. Anyway.
It wasn't like a horse flesh. It was all good. What else? So that was the end of. Yeah, start to finish was quite good. It was only a small venue, but there was a lot of people through. Rotary were very happy with what happened, and we're quite happy with where we stayed, and the meals were quite good and quite well received. So, and I'm now addicted to Continentals, whatever the hell they are. Like, like the lolly, not. Oh my god, chickens were
stuff,
and I'll tell you guys later what also was said because I will not mention it in this thread because I made chickens. Only chickens.
Okay.
And they had square feet.
But chickens. So
not ducks.
Chickens were very well received.
And they had square feet.
Quack, quack.
Yes. So
square feet. Yeah.
Huh?
What do you mean?
It was pointed out to me that they had square feet.
Oh, square feet.
I do.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh no. So we got 2 people eating at this time. Obviously, people are obviously famished and peckish. So it's.
I have to go get one too.
You wouldn't guess it's Australian winter here.
Oh, it's like 7 degrees outside. I don't care.
Winter, what's winter?
Yeah, and it was actually quite a good array of displays. I had trains and all that, but they were very well received.
Roller coasters.
There were 3 roller coasters, but every single one of them was built
straight out of the box.
Well, 2 were straight out of the box. One was modified, and that was Kale. But yeah, there's only a certain amount of modification you can go because they're all different color rails. So if you got the red one or the blue one or the upcoming teal one.
Or the purple one.
They're all, you can't really mix and match them. So, without going on an LSD trip. So,
yeah.
But yeah, they were all very welcome. And yeah, it was quite a nice array of things. I can't show you at the moment because, other than grabbing this out of the fridge, which is probably still cold, fixing the cat and getting this out after putting my food into the fridge and the freezer, that's it. Everything else is lying elsewhere, so I have to wait until later.
Yeah, and that's how it will be for this time. Dugas McBricken in the chat said, you don't want to run over echidnas. All you hear is a hissing sound afterwards.
I don't want to run over anything. I don't want to run over
you get the same hissing sound when you run over a snake on a bicycle.
Have you done that? Hey, have you done that to a bloody damn
mountain biking out the back of Karoi? I was riding down the hill. I go, what the hell's that noise? I look back and there's a bloody big massive python on the road.
Oh, python! I'm talking of going over a bloody brown snake or a bloody titan or something. Try your luck on that.
You never run over on a push bike, never, because there is a pretty strong chance I'll flip up and
bite you
and go high.
Go high, and then the next minute you're dying.
Yeah, next minute I'm sprawling on the road, and then suddenly the snake's going.
Yeah, in your face.
Not
a good look.
No. On my face.
Yeah. No, I don't think I would attempt to. I don't think I would attempt to try to run over a snake.
No. Only with a 16-wheeler.
Not with a bike or anything like that. I have come across a couple of Chinese croppers over here whilst walking in the country park, and that at first is very intimidating because our snakes don't make such loud bloody noises, hissing and throwing their bloody hoods up at you.
Oh, the death adders do, but generally if you're close enough
to
adders? Yeah.
You hardly see them, they're small little buggers.
Yeah, but if you're close enough to see them, you hammer. So.
I remember many years ago riding down a road in the Northern Territory when we were teenagers, and 4 Toyota Land Cruisers have actually straddled this goanna and tumbled him there with the turbulence from the vehicle moving over him. And as I've ridden past him, he's latched onto my motorcycle boot.
Oh, shit.
At about 80k an hour. Thank Christ I was wearing motocross boots, mate. He would have taken a big chunk out of my leg otherwise.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm cool with that. And like he's just hanging there and he's just looking at me. He's going like, "Yeah, you're gonna try and get me off, or what?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I got him off, but it's just like, yeah, it was just so amusing.
Yeah, that's something I don't think the people over here understand. Having a go and hold on, latch onto you and trying to remove them while you're in motion.
No, you don't. I stopped before I tried to remove him.
Oh, okay.
Was it a late monitor or?
Sorry, I had images of you
monitor.
riding and things hanging off and blowing in the wind.
Yeah, just over 5 foot long. He was a muscly bugger too. So yeah.
Google image laced monitor, or imagine a smaller Komodo Dragon. Not much smaller though.
Yeah, it's called a Parenti.
They're like a road train of sticks.
A road train of sticks.
Oh yes, that's pretty good. And apparently they had Lego Master Builders or something, but I didn't see them do that. But why would I need to?
What would you need to?
No, I can make a white box. Anyway.
With square legs. Yep.
No, it's sitting.
It's sitting.
It's sitting.
Square leg sitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, now back to Lego. I have been quite consistently building after my absence in the streams and things, but now...
Is that the building that hasn't been released yet, or the building that has been released?
Sorry?
Or is it a building that hasn't yet been released, or a building that will be released, or...
This is a building that is already released, here anyway, but this is my version of it that's going... Oh, the dog wants to get in on the act as well. The dog wants to get in on the act as well.
Eat it!
Hey, Billy, get down. Boy, you're still in Dad's camera, please. I'm the presenter, not you. Yes. So, yeah, we're building this one-story Lego hospital, and we're going to be putting a corrugated style roof on top. Now, as he's trying to steal the limelight and attack it, and by the way, I found him this afternoon with 2 bloody brick separators on either side of his bloody mouth, sticking out like this.
I stand by my...
He's obviously trying to build with Dad, but I don't think biting brick separators is the way to go, my boy.
You know that kind of looks like minus the cross.
Making that noise.
Darren separator.
Darren! That building looks like a cross between a drive-through church and a KFC. Just saying.
Shut up, you!
I swear. You just need a big... Actually, you can either have the cross and have like a big cross beside the road, or have like a bucket of...
KFC.
A bucket of body.
It could be a chook hospital. It could be a chook hospital. If they don't live, they go out the other end.
Hospital with residents.
At least you didn't say what my other Chinese friends said. Oh, do you think it is a what do you call it? The place they kill the animal. I said, oh, you mean are you trying to say a are you trying to say it looks like a
Spit it out, Timmy.
An abattoir.
An abattoir, yes.
No, 50k is a back road in Victoria.
Oh God!
Oh no! But anyway, seriously,
On Phillip Island.
put 2 of these hospitals together to build this, and get your face out of it. You're not. You're stealing the bloody show, my boy. Talk about a camera hog.
He's going, stop moving it, Dad. Stop moving it.
Squeezing with water or something. Like,
Hey?
You know, like a bottle, squeeze bottle, like a hairdresser bottle with.
Oh yeah. I did that when he was a young pup. When I didn't want him to pee on the bloody carpet.
Well,
He probably enjoyed it too much.
you might, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've been building that, which has been fun, and playing around with it. And now I'm up to the point, as I was saying, to work out how to do a corrugated roof. The thing is, I've seen a couple of them done in the States with those sort of slot sort of technique, and then you've got like it goes, and then you've got like a line that will then bump up. Oh, Adam, have you got something to show me? Hang on, let me put you on the big screen. Here we go.
That's one I found out online.
Yeah.
Like that.
A lot of bricks.
It's just stacked up bricks, but
Yeah.
it looks good, but takes a bit to do.
Oh, I see.
Can you use that with the 1x2 grills as well? That way you can have different colours, or it really depends on what effect you want there. Like.
Yeah. That was one effect I found online.
I've seen it done with bananas, grey bananas. Good luck getting them all, but it can be done. You stitch them together somehow. I don't know how, but yeah, you can make it like a roof out of bananas.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
completely irrelevant, because you'd be disappointed otherwise. If you want shoelaces, you need to drive a 40k round trip.
Hey?
40k for shoelaces.
Just to get shoelaces?
Stupid. And then when you go to the front door of the Kmart, they don't know what shoelaces are. Really?
Oh, God.
What do you mean they don't know what shoelaces are? What's wrong? They're not Chinese, are they?
I asked what shoelaces are, and he's like, huh?
It's good they don't train their staff anymore.
What do you mean anymore?
I don't think they ever did.
Well, back in the bloody early 90s, you could ask the staff member, find something. Now, nah, not my department.
That's kind of what
excuse.
Yeah, Darren's got an idea of what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the technique I use for corrugated iron.
Oh, hello, I like that.
Hmm.
That looks like a winner.
Yeah,
hang
looks
on,
right.
hang on.
It's not chicken
Oh,
dinner.
here we go. Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
so that's just grills laid over a brown plate. It works quite well.
I like that
Yeah.
indeed, Darren.
I've actually seen people build corrugated iron tanks using the round grey part, which has the corrugated ripple edge.
Yeah.
Round like radar dishes or something like that.
Yeah.
Might work right, but it's an idea.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I love Douglas Rick. He goes, Coles and Woolies sell laces?
Oh, yeah. But actually, that's a good technique because you can actually show the acid rain.
yeah.
Damage your rooftop.
I've got to try and get a lot more of those coloured grills because I've got a much bigger project I want to use them on.
Yeah.
But yeah, this hang on, have I got no? But just the tube you get, the Lego tube. If you actually use that and cut it and wrap it around like radar dishes or something like that, that makes a good rainwater tank sort of effect as well. A corrugated rainwater tank.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to hide the one edge where it all joins to, in a corner of a building or something, or put a tree beside it or something. But I've seen that work quite well too. So there's a few techniques I've seen. It depends on the scale you're going at, sort of really. But I think the grill plates work well. it's you got to, like anything, it's subjective and it's got to be standoff scale. It's not meant to stand up to close scrutiny. It's got to be look at it being viewed from a meter or more.
Yeah.
It's the same as when you sort of your mind fills the gaps, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's what I think. It's with any Lego modeling. It's you got to always remember it's always standoff scale. It should be viewed from a meter or more away, and that's how you build for it to be viewed. If you do that, you're usually pretty right.
Yeah, true. So, I don't know if I should feel self-conscious that people think it's either a KFC or it's a church. But anyway, maybe I should have gone. Maybe I should have gone up and made it more like a hospital. But anyway,
I can make possibly the worst joke of the night and say at least they both have fryers.
No. Tragic.
Oh, Joe.
Only James would say that.
Yes.
Back to normal. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah.
Good when we have our comic relief.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So anyway, so we've been building that, and I'm feeling a bit self-conscious now. People think it's either a church or it's a KFC, but
the only reason people don't recognise it's a hospital, especially a Lego one, it doesn't have a helicopter sitting on the roof.
Oh,
Yet, Darren, yet. I haven't got there yet.
So what do they do? Drop popcorn chicken.
Hey, I can put a positive. At least there's no helicopters in the new train sets for once.
Yet.
All right. Now I'll just because I've got it out.
Yes.
Just think of the possibilities with this new power-up system with the smaller engines. We're going to have motorised helicopters.
Yeah.
I didn't bring any Star Wars. No, I was sitting right next to a Star Wars display, and so I decided to make a chicken walker with Mr. Chicken.
Chicken walker with a chicken walker.
Now it's not perfect, and it's certainly not an ATST. However, it used all the parts from some sets, including some pistols for the stabilizers at the back, which means it can actually, well, it's not on this platform, it will, but yeah, it actually.
So it's not too clucky.
And it's powered by egg power. Or possibly a catapult or like a bomb. Ooh. Yes. So, so there you go. There would have to be an additional chicken-related.
Don't get too clucky.
But yes, now that I'm home, I will change it into white. So stay tuned. I will completely. Maybe I'll put some Technic pieces on it and then submit it. Ooh.
Submit it? Oh no. Go on, James.
I think James is frozen.
He got frozen. Too much ice cream.
His connection may have dropped out.
Oh no.
Lick the wire, James. Lick the wire.
No. Electrocute him.
No. Get the signal going again.
Oh, okay, fine. So anyway, I did. Douglas did say in the chat that most of the hospitals have a church and a fast food outlets inside. I had that already in my custom hospital, Douglas. So this is only a one-story building that is only to be put in my country area, which is at the back of my main city. And it's meant to be a base hospital, exactly like Wandon Valley Hospital in a country practice. So that was the purpose of it, and I just thought I would do it by using 2 of the hospital sets which I obtained. So anyway, and I won't be going up. I may put 1 level up, so it may be 2 stories. It might become 2 stories, but it will only be 2 stories high and no higher, because my big crowning glory being the 42 by 42 base plate Australiana Hospital, which is the custom hospital in my city. It has enough services and things in it, so I don't need to have another large sort of hospital. So anyway, so that puts that little issue to bed quite nicely. Are you working on something there, Darren? Are you fossicking away?
I was actually.
Yeah.
I love it, James.
I hate the NBN. James hates the NBN.
I've been working on some new cloud technique.
Oh, fluffy!
So trying to get a fluffier cloud than my brick-built clouds. This is made using ice cream.
I like them.
So yeah, a bit different. That's one version. Then another version I've made here.
Oh, hello.
That's a little bit more open. I'm going to have to work on that one a bit more.
Oh, it could be just a wispy cloud. Could be one of those little wispy clouds just breaking up, Darren.
Yeah. So I'm just playing with that. I'm trying to get a bit of a different feel in a couple of my mocks where I've used clouds in the walls, just trying to soften it up a bit so it's not quite as blocky. So it also freshens them up a bit so that if people have seen them, they can, It doubles as a facet. I don't think so. I think it'd fall apart very easily. You'd have to bring out the Craigwood and make that stable enough to massage your feet with.
How do you do a wombat in Lego? I have to do a brick-built one.
Yeah. Just do
What?
it.
Make that so.
What a bit of Minecraft wombat.
A Minecraft wombat? Oh, no.
You got to have fatso.
Yeah, I do have to have fatso. That's true.
Yeah, just a grey brick.
Oh, a great brick, you reckon?
Oh, he was a hairy nose because so they're a bit greyer than brown.
They are. Hairy nose are, and they're quite a lot bigger.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
They're a hell of a lot bigger than a common wombat.
You don't want a hairy nose wombat. I was going to Karratha in Western Australia in '88, and we just drove out of Eucla. And
Eucla, yeah.
Woman, so Eucla's like halfway across another little plain, or more or less.
Yeah.
And this woman had been chatting to at the servo, just said, "Oh, I'm on my way. Do you guys mind following me? I don't want to be sort of behind you. I'd like to be in front of you in case anything goes wrong." Yeah, no worries. So she's brand new Honda Civic. She's only picked it up in Adelaide and driven it about 500 odd Ks. Hits a wombat 3 Ks later and totally flipped it.
Oh my God!
Brand new, wrecked it. And the wombat, we actually witnessed it happen, man. The wombat just shook his head, wandered around in circles for about a minute and a half, then walked off in the bush. Nothing wrong with him. Not even a drop of blood on the car, mate. It was just like he was just a bit stunned for a couple of minutes and then walked away.
Off he goes. He's fine.
And he's just written off a brand new $15,000 car. It's just like, yeah, okay.
Oh no!
Top of the line for the day. It was everything and had. It was probably the most expensive small Honda you could buy in the day, and yeah. And then we picked the guy up off a near enough to brand new BMW. About 5 kilometres later, it also hit one, and so we chucked his bike in the trailer and took him to Perth. It was a terrible trip that because the road had been flooded and torn up with really badly, and when they put the bypass road in, they'd actually gone through some really heavy wombat country and disturbed them all. So they were just wandering around the place more so than ever, and there was a lot of them getting hit. It really was. It was terrible. So it was a bad year that year because, of course, being a very quick detour, they put both lanes down the one side. Normally, when they do a detour in Western Australia, they'll put a single lane down either side of the roadworks.
Yeah.
So you're not going against each other and throwing stones and that.
Yeah.
And this particular year, they just, because they're having to fix the road so quick, they just pushed it down one side, and oh god, it was a nightmare trip.
Holy dooly.
One of the worst,
Shocking.
one of the worst trips I've ever done in on country roads, I reckon.
Yeah, it sounds
What is
like
that
up
broken?
north.
Well, it all got broken down to bull dust in a matter of weeks, and yet it still had big stones in amongst it.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't fun.
Well, with all the cyclones we've had up North Queensland, God, the roads are just obliterated up there.
Yeah.
So going between Brockhampton and well, actually no, I would say Gladstone and Mackay. Oh my God, the potholes were deep. They were deep, and where they had the roadworks, they were doing something similar like what you were saying, Darren. They're putting everyone off the road just to go around it, just to get the bloody thing fixed. But it's horrible. It's horrible trying to get around. But at least up that way, we only have to worry about kangaroos.
Yeah. So Douglas has put in those yellow spiky things on the upcoming Technic set. Are they the new worst part to step on?
Yeah. Last night, Shree and I, we predict that they're going to be in the new Lego movie sets next year.
All right.
Sorry, I heard my name mentioned. What?
You know the spiky bits on that Technic set? The 2x2 round with spiky bits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are they? What, the Lego Bindi or something? Or what nobody wanted, or possibly those, the helms from the Sewer Babies. Not looking forward to that. Small, spiky little.
Yeah, actually, the crystals aren't fun to stand on either.
Sewer babies.
Oh, that'd be cool, but not cool to stand on.
Ouch.
Well, it happens.
We got a new one turn up in the chat. Is it Kirigan Riker?
Yeah.
He's turned up in the chat.
Yeah.
Heidi ho to you. Yes, we stream every Sunday, my good man. And
unless Timmy's sick.
Unless I'm sick and I'm close to death in hospital, then you'll see us on here.
Sometimes I'll do it.
Yes, beautiful ABC Cherie will step in, and I'm very appreciative of her stepping in and filling the breach. And RRB also does often too. So we have to thank our community that look after us when we're not able to look after ourselves.
There we go. There's the spiky thing.
Oh, hello. Hang on. I'll put you on the big screen, Adam. Hang on. Oh, hello.
Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in on it.
Like going zooming in on a Lego logo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we're close again. Look, where is it? It's not on the big screen.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not for me.
Hang on, isn't that the? Oh no, they're. Yeah, they had them in.
That part's already been out.
Yeah, in brown.
I've seen it in Azure too as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I can definitely see that being used as a.
I missed pulling a pole off the wall at Rick James Bricks one day, and I'm spewing that I didn't.
The road rage. Actually, you can still get them from the. Still around $15 or the $20 training sets for Ninjago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a couple of them in that box.
Really?
Some a little the Chinese style block and a bunch of swords and stuff.
Oh, the Kung Fu training block thing, yeah?
Yeah. It's got like a reddish brown spiky thing.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Miyagi.
All right.
So expect a whole bunch more next year in the Lego movie sets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't guess it's an Australian company behind the bloody movie.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, got it last time, so.
Oh god, it's funny. The funny thing about people say, "Oh, it's all being done over in Canada." Not the Lego movie. No, that was the Ninjago and the Batman movie had to be shipped to Canada. because the Lego movie actually was taking up too much of the studio.
Well, it takes time to be made. So.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, hopefully they count in green for cactus. Yeah, that'd be good.
It would make good green cactus if they came in green.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you were doing cactus too, as an example, you could use the flexible tubing and then use some single round green plates in between and sort of flex them into a curve.
Yep.
It's
That
good
works
building.
pretty well too.
Yeah, it's good building technique, that one. It's where that flexible hose comes in really, really handy. We've used it quite a bit. I don't have an example right here on hand, but yeah.
That's right. I'll go back to big screen again. Now I know one person on our stream is waiting for this.
Wait, what?
Oh, hello, Sandcrawler.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's got your name all over Dark Side.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. Only so I can retire my UCS one to my shelf instead of using it on my display.
How much? Any idea how much the price is, or is that still?
I think it's going to come in around the $2.99 mark, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think a little bit less than that. It's not as big as you think it is.
I know it's not big, dude.
I think it'd be more down the 120, 150 mark from the look of it.
I hope so, but that's
That
not.
would be good.
Maybe even less.
Not what I've seen online, but
I'm thinking 169, and then retail, and then it'll come down to
It looks like tracks on it. Douglas just asked, is it tracks or is it chains on it?
No, tracks.
Tracks. And if it's
Clear
tracks,
as day
out
tracks.
of brown plate, that'd actually be worth buying if you're flogging the figs to get some money back if it was.
Oh yeah,
around 150 mark.
you've got 2 sets of 4 tracks, so
Yeah.
there's 20 there.
Yeah, so for those that are into building the steampunk and those sort of things, getting a lot of that coloured stuff's very hard. So
Yeah.
I can see a lot of those guys jumping on that one and selling the figs. So expect those figs to be becoming available if the price on it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that one.
I mean, I could see myself buying a few of that if the price was, around the 150
Guess
mark.
what? Another bloody X-wing.
Yeah, why not?
I don't mind those.
it sounds really weird. A non-Star Wars person saying another bloody X-wing.
X-wing. I've lost count how many X-wings Lego has made in the past.
How many
decade.
helicopters do you own?
Good on you, Dark Side.
Both that and the TIE Fighter are modelled off.
Actually, look at Anakin and Starfire. Look at R2-D2.
I love Douglas.
I don't understand.
I love Douglas' current comment. Star Wars tax plus $50.
Pretty much.
I need to move the chat. I can't see it.
Oh, that's not bad. It's just a mini UCS version of Red 5, which begs the question.
It's perfectly good for anyone like me who doesn't actually have any original any OT X-wings. I've been able to get my hands on one because they're so damn stupidly expensive. So I'll be grabbing at least one of those.
Why the hell they got rid of them in the first place? Like,
Exactly.
Red 5 shouldn't have retired that quickly.
No.
Just straight up, it shouldn't have. Anyway.
I still can't get over the people who are complaining about the Millennium Falcon from the Kessel's
I'm
Run.
not complaining about it because it's coming to bloody X-Wing and we're going to be able to use it in our tabletop game and I can't bloody wait. And our version's going to have the front come off and be a separate ship that we can fly around and use to shoot other ships. So, I love it.
Star Wars Lego fans are the most whingiest fans on the planet. Like, you can release something made in solid gold and they'll find some reason, it's not platinum.
Yep.
So,
I totally agree with you.
Be
Not
happy.
as in I'm like that.
Sorry.
'Cause I'm,
There we go. There we go.
I love it all.
This is the reason why we think Ninjago's the leader into the movie. Is that so Mad Max?
Well,
Sort of.
Ooh. Hello. I like that Iron Baron minifig. That is cool. Not just because of the hat.
That one, yeah.
Yes. The gold thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Has that got a top hat on it, has it?
It's
Yeah.
top hat and it's got kind of a grizzled face with.
Remind me to bring you a top hat next time we visit.
Oh, I has top. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
Top hat.
got a variety of things that are interesting. Anyway,
You have top hats, do you, James?
a couple, but from the penguin one.
Yeah, it's very Mad Max. Ninjago's gone Mad Max. I wonder what RFB thinks about it.
You
See,
have top
even the compound looks Mad Max.
Yeah.
Do you happen to have any top hats, Timmy?
No,
Would you like?
I don't. I had some and then I gave them away because I didn't use them.
Oh,
I should have kept them. I'm an idiot.
all
I
right.
want what the
I'll put a
train.
couple in the care package I'm putting together for you. I'm
Actually,
searching.
how come RFB hasn't got in here yet? He should be
Mm.
in on the
He's not.
screen. Where are you, RFB? Get your button to gear. We're showing
The one
Ninjago.
hat I wish I could find some more of is this particular one on this little dude.
Oh, the British type pit
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a pretty cool little hat.
Yeah. They are
Oh.
cool.
The long one.
Yeah, the very tall one. in the middle.
Helicopter. Oh, there's the hospital. That's it. Mine's better. I got two.
I'm actually waiting for this. It doesn't come until July.
Oh yes, another thing that a lot of people commented on. I actually somebody made a hospital and put it next to the chickens, and almost everybody, because I had like a lady, a minifig woman giving birth, and they had like a little baby minifig, and almost everyone went, "Oh, baby! I didn't know they made babies." So,
Oh God.
yeah, it was very, very, very popular. So, minifig with baby will go well.
I can still never forget that post though, where someone was looking on Lego Buy Swap and Saw for the teenage mum with the baby, not the babysitter.
Oh no.
That was 17, wasn't it? Or was that 16? I forget.
Oh, Darren, really?
Yeah, oh yeah. We've discussed it before, but it was just so damn funny.
Kangaroo
yeah.
flats, yes.
No, we won't say exactly where it was because every time I say exactly where it came from, someone in the chat jumps on me.
Oh no.
This was the other thing. What I found in the catalog is we have an airport in the junior set.
Yeah.
Oh, Junior Airport.
Didn't even know it was coming out until I saw it in the catalog.
That's a very old
yeah?
plane, isn't it?
Yeah, with the engines right at the end of the wings, where if you get a engine out, you've got a really bad thrust alignment. Let's teach the juniors really poor engineering right from the start.
Very bad aerodynamic.
I was referring to the method of construction, with the front and the clamshell at the front and the screen. Very 80s. Very
It's almost got a very classic space feel to the build, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very Is that Octane? That is Octane.
Where is Octane?
It's an Octane. Yeah.
It's an Octane tanker.
Yeah.
Woo, that means printed bricks. Woohoo!
And have a look at the a couple of the actually.
Ashley?
Ooh.
Have a look at the passenger and his shirt.
No, that's been out before.
That's before.
Yeah.
That holiday aircraft show's been out before.
actually, there's a lot there to like. You've got like the little conveyor belt thing. So it'll be interesting what that comes up as.
Out in August.
$70.
I like the light towers at the back because I like using those radio towers, putting a few together and making a big radio tower.
Yeah, they're a cool part. They're just so hard to get in yellow.
Oh, no, I've seen them in yellow a few times over here.
Yeah. Well, if you ever see them in bulk, man, let me know because
I will.
I want to
Now, this is the one our ABC pulled out as the next thing to come out by Lego.
The Lego Skyrail.
Yes, as you can see it now, they got an overshot of it. It's a heart.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised. Actually, that is moderately annoying because we need more straight track. Like there is a few small half ones, which is okay, but more straight.
It's at least 2 straights in that one.
Oh, there's lots of curve. But only 2 half straight.
Oh, and you need the ramps as well.
The ramps.
You got the curb bits what go up, and the curb bits what go across to go flat again. You need the bits what go in between it, and they only come in that bloody Lego coaster set.
The big coaster?
Yeah.
Isn't there one in the small pirate ship one?
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
Oh, dang.
Sadly not. Yeah.
There's some cool parts in that set.
All the Hello Kitty stuff's out here at the moment, and people are basically fighting hand over fist to actually get them. And Lego store in Sharton officially sold out of it today. I went today and gone. Cannot get Hello Kitty. Gone. Cannot get the white box.
They're still teasing us with the straight and curb set. We're still getting that annoying flexi.
Oh, that's not bad.
I don't think flexi is such an annoying thing. I had a parent contact me on my Lego page one day saying, "What do I do with the flexi track?" And I said, "Because all of it." And I said, "You make a straight of it and deliberately flex it and make it wonky. And as the train goes over it, the train will get a bit of a wobble up." And
until you put a steam engine over it and derails.
Yeah, well, the parent messaged me back the very next day and going, "Now where do we get more flex track from?" My son is now falling in love with the fact that the trains go wonky. So,
that'd be perfect for shunting yards and storage and that. Like when you need them closer together, otherwise, And
we got the new and improved points. They fixed this little bit up here, and there's a new check rail.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So they're not going to derail as easily through the points. Is that the whole point? Pardon the pun.
You're not Benzie. You have no rights to pun.
That wasn't a deliberate pun.
Stop switching the conversation.
Oh, no.
Look what you're missing, Benzie.
But is the whole reason for the redesign to stop the trains derailing in the points as easily at high speed?
It's not like you could go high speed through the points.
Yeah, but some people just run their trains flat out the whole way, which really annoys me.
Oh, that was the other thing, guys, with the new thing. It's 10 steps, but no derailing trains because it won't overspeed in the new power up system.
Oh yeah.
Someone was one of the people who had a review said he upped the speed to the full speed, and the train just ran perfectly.
Yeah.
So for once, we're going to have an actual motor controller what actually controls the speed enough that you don't have to worry it's going to go flying off the table unless a kid puts their hand on the track. Like what happened at the last Brick Event show on my display.
I have a question here. It says with a 10-channel Bluetooth remote. Now, that means that on your actual remote, you have 10 channels, but there is, I assuming being Bluetooth, there's an unlimited number of people who can run it at the same time?
I didn't say 10 channels. I said 10 steps.
No. It said, I'm reading the blurb on the picture.
Yeah.
It says, drive the trains with the 10-channel Bluetooth remote or control them from the free app. I'm just wondering, because it's Bluetooth, we should just be able to assign an infinite number of numbers to it.
I wouldn't assume anything on Bluetooth. It's notoriously unreliable, even when it's supposed to be working.
Because as we know now, we've had issues with people jamming each other with infrared and destroying things it shows. So, you've only got a limited number of channels there, and having more about.
I'm the positive those controllers only have a 4 meter range at minimum.
Yeah, but still, sometimes things get within 4 meters and things fall apart.
And the way to pair them is actually quite simple. It's as simple as pressing the 2 buttons at the same time when you turn them on.
Yeah.
And then
a pieces of 8 switchy track.
And you can actually set the color of the lights on the controller so you know which train is tiered up to the controller too.
So what, blue lights for the blue train and green lights for the green train?
Or you can have, let's say, multiple devices and you know which one's which. So... But the only downside, I think there's only 4 colors. Was it red, blue, green, and yellow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They only have 4 colors to choose from.
So does this mean we're going to be able to build lights for our stop-and-go lights for our train sets, does it?
Nothing confirmed about lights yet, but you don't know. Lego might slap us in the face with some new product. As long as they can develop a light what is bright enough to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, LED technology's come a long way in the last couple of years since the Mindstorm ones were developed, so let's hoping. It's,
but I'm still interested to know what the thing is.
When you look at how bright cob LEDs are compared to the old school ones, there's a massive difference. You can LED half the size, putting out 10 times the light.
Yeah, totally. Do we hear any news, Adam, about the Lego? I don't know if it's official or not. I hear the special bits extra packs are going to make a resurgence.
Oh, hopefully someone's been listening to us, and yes, we're getting them.
I believe I hear.
No confirmed news yet, but you don't know.
It's looking good though.
Lego always brings out something unannounced. It happens. It always happens.
Because I think I may have seen a leak, and I saw traffic light sets, and I saw some signage sets, which I thought was very interesting.
Yes, there's been a couple there.
NBN's back. The NBN's back. Nobody network.
We've got a Frontier modem here tonight. We've been chopping and changing between 4G and broadband because obviously
I love my ADSL at the moment.
Yeah, well with
James.
with it being a long weekend and a cold night, every man and his dog streaming movies, aren't they? But we'll blame the gamers for turning up all the bandwidth. Yeah.
I have to go. I'm sorry. It's been nice seeing you, but
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, go have a rest, mate. You've had a long day.
Yeah, mate. Thanks for coming along
Yeah.
there, James. Yeah, so no, I saw something that I definitely saw pictures, whether they should have been leaked or not, but I definitely saw extra packs that had traffic lights and signage, and I was like, oh,
Yahoo!
no, is it real?
Don't wet yourself.
Yeah, it's been a Flash Pants sighting in the chat. Hi, Flash Pants.
Flash pants.
Those accessory packs are something that definitely needed to come back for a long time. They are, in my opinion, one way Lego can really pick up some serious revenue. And if they're at that pocket money price and you're getting a few cool parts, there looked to be also one that was plants and trees and things like that.
Flashman says he has them. They're called extra polys, and he said they're a thing and they're out.
Right. Okay.
So we will not see them.
Thank you for that confirmation, Flash. What's the price point where you are, Bate?
USA he is. So let's see what the price point is.
No, Flashbangs is in the UK.
Okay,
oh, is he?
Yes.
What's his price point? Be interesting to know. Yeah. And as Douglas asked, are they worth it? Look, from what I've seen in the packs, they look like they're worth it if the price is fairly decent. It's just those parts can be very hard to get occasionally unless you've got access to pad walls, etc., and you can't get trees on pad walls, so the plant pack looks to be pretty good. It has a pine tree from the looks of it and a orange tree, and the orange tree is very hard to get, the round shaped tree.
Yeah.
You can get the small pine tree readily, easily through a lot of places, but the round one is near impossible. Right, $2.99, so they're going to be about $5 Australian, $6 Australian thereabouts. That's not bad at all. And the trees are worth it. Yeah, I think I might be sending to some of my UK friends and getting a few of them sent over.
Yeah.
That's if we don't see them here very soon, because I just looked at the tree pack and like at $2.99, that like £2.99, that's actually going to be a very good buy.
A really good buy.
Well, for the two trees, for one, I can get them here in Australia. Just for the one pine tree, paying around the $1.99 mark here for them individually. So
totally.
They're hard to get hold of. So cheers, mate. That's appreciated that you give us the heads up on that.
Yeah, thank you, Flash. Awesome, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, we've sort of been pumping this idea over the last 12 months of accessory packs coming back. So I think it's good to see them, and doing them as a poly bag is a sensible thing, because it's not a set that of a size that needs to be boxed. It makes sense doing these poly bags, keep the price down, and get the parts out there to the kids and the AFLs, of course, that want lots of trees in their setup.
Yeah.
But and also I can't find a thing, but I think the plant one was using the flowers that come in the friend sets, which are a much nicer flower.
Yeah.
So they're a hard plastic flower rather than the soft one, and they're very nice flowers. I've used them in quite a few things, and they're very hard to get hands on in quantities. So, So I can see myself busting my budget. There's a few of those.
Same. I'm excited to hear those poly bags are a thing, and I'm excited that they're already there. I'm actually quite excited. They are already out and for sale. That is amazing. That means we're going to get them here ASAP.
Yeah. Right. They've also got
probably this coming week, probably.
Yeah. All right. So it sounds like it's got the new, from what Flash is saying, trees, new green leaf plus a 3-sprig green leaf is totally worth it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the new plants are in all themes now. Yeah, that's becoming a lot better that we're getting new flowers. I think it's great. I've got nothing wrong with the traditional flower. It's a cool part.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit boring.
But the new ones are just so awesome. Yeah, they're really cool.
And so are the flowers. The flowers look much better too.
They do, like the roses and the and that are just awesome. Just now we just need them in a few more colours, I think. And that's where you can actually sort of they can stretch it a bit. I mean, the molds are expensive to produce, so if you produce them in more colours, you're getting more use out of the same. Aren't you? Maybe we can keep Derpy Dragon really impressed and make some mixed colour mouldings.
Yeah, that would be right, Bailey.
Yeah, do the red and white ones back to back, and then have marbled red and white roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Lego ever do a black rose though.
Yeah, but there might be places you could use it. See, little parts of that also are really good textural parts.
Yeah.
So I could see them being used in, like, say, dark blue grey, and you could actually work them into rock walls and things like that.
Yeah.
It's it's up to the individual how to use parts, but it's when you see parts used very cleverly like that, it makes a difference. Anyway. So what do you think of the new polybag, Cherie, of the accessory packs?
They're probably not going to come to Australia.
I hope so.
They're Lego
Oh,
Store.
Timmy's crying.
They're a Lego Store exclusive at the moment, so I don't know whether they're actually going to come to regular retail at all.
Right. Let's hope we get them. If not, we have connections.
Yeah, we have to pay our markup.
Yeah, that's sad. But yeah.
I'm awake.
Yes, that is sad.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's one of those things, why keep things exclusive? It's going to sell, move it worldwide, If they're so worried about profit, make it available everywhere. It's, I can see, as a kid, whenever the accessory packs were released, I used to get excited. Wheels pack, tiles pack, no worries, grab it, It's, easy pocket money available, and love them. One of my favourite ones is like picking up with the roadside ones, with the road signs in them and a bit of fence and stuff like that in them. They were always a good pickup. I think I must have cleaned my local toy world out of those several times.
Yes.
In the end, you just said, "Do you want me to put a box aside for you?" Yeah.
Yes, please, mister. I want a box of those.
Yes, Mr. Hall. Just put away a whole box for me, please.
I did that with the road signs. I had about 2 boxes put away. I'm like, oh, he put away the 2 boxes for me. I got the road signs. Yay!
Yeah. So. So Douglas reckons Ninjago or Black Flower would work. Yeah, it probably would.
Yeah. For a black rose.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just interesting to see that there is that coming out that at least spokes the hope that it might come out elsewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we'll probably get it regardless over here, so we get everything else.
Everything. You guys are spoiled.
I know we are. Yeah, I know.
We just have to send over the Australian SAS troops and just commandeer all the stock Hong Kong and China gets. Then Timmy will be crying.
Don't do that to me, Adam, you bugger. Are you reclining there, are you, Adam? We've lost your head. We can't see you anymore. Oh, here we go. Anyway, so no, I did see that and I thought, those packs would be really good for city builders like us who have cities and want to put more traffic lights and signs in the city. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear that. But what else? What else? Stuff coming out. I know I'm still holding with bated breath, and hopefully I can offload this Spaghetti Veyron. Spaghetti Veyron? No, Spaghetti was it?
Huron.
Chiron. What, Veyron,
Timmy,
Veyron was the other
That
one.
was the box, Timmy.
It's outside. I'm inside because it's raining. It's raining.
You
It's pissing
you
down raining.
you were making us wait to see it on your stream, and
I know, and
now you're getting rid of it. We're all sad.
I'm sad. I was ready to think about divorce and just go live in the
Hashtag triggered.
you know, I thought, well, this woman has made my life good, but there are some things I just have to realize that maybe I shouldn't have spent that much money on that much Lego at one time. But anyway, I am waiting. I am waiting for the Voltron. Now, I will declare that the money from sale of Bugatti will go to
We'll never get to see.
said Voltron because it is so iconic from my childhood, and I just cannot refuse to get that. The other half of the money, I have been under orders, otherwise there will be a divorce, will go back to her pocket. So, if I don't return the money back to the other half, it's good night. It's good night and goodbye. It's not good. So anyway, I have had a few good offers on that. So it's a shame, but that would have been nice next to the Porsche. I do have the Porsche, which I can look at, and that will have to do. The
The
Porsche,
Bugatti is bigger.
huh? The Bugatti is bigger. That's true. It is
But
true.
in real life, it's bigger too. Far bigger vehicle in real life.
It's bigger.
It is
It's
bigger.
much bigger.
The model is bigger.
Yeah. But then again, next to the other one is bigger than the Mac Anthem. Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Yes, it is.
Anyway.
Yes, anyway, he digresses. So, Phil, have you found a way to do your trailer with your Mad Max tanker? Have you worked out the wheelbase or the angle yet?
It's all done. I'm just rendering a picture of it now.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Awesome.
It's not finished. I've still got to do the 2 gun posts on top of the tanker, and I've got to build the tray off an FJ Holden ute.
Oh yeah.
And attached to the back of the tanker like they did in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it gets torn off.
Sorry, a HJ, not an FJ.
HJ. FJ Holden's different, yeah.
But yeah, I'm rendering the actual thing at the moment.
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome.
But it might take a while. I'm doing it with Mad Max, with the Mad Max car as well in the picture to show scale.
Oh, okie doke. Cool. Lots of fun. Awesome. I don't know where RRB got to. He said he was going to jump in.
He fell asleep.
Well, he was driving from Canberra back to his Central Coast locality, so maybe he got a bit weary when he got home and decided I'm going to pass out. I'm buggered. I understand that. I understand it entirely because I've done that drive myself, and it's not fun. Canberra back to back to Sydney and then up to the Central Coast to crash at a mate's place because we're going to go surfing the next day. But that's not a huge long drive, but it's not one that's not without a long stretch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those. I call it highway eyes. After a while, you're sort of like this.
If I go 2Ks that way over a mountain, I'm right on the surf.
Yes, a lot of people
Have you got
realise
your
when you're pulling long hauls, especially over night time, you really must vary your speed, or else you get hypnotised by the white post if you're on a section with continuous white post.
Yeah,
Or you have an old man who's trying to fall asleep.
or white line fever.
Falling asleep. I'm falling asleep.
I thought you had fall asleep.
I think I need to go.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, look out. Everyone gets to play up. Mum's leaving.
Yes. Fun time. Here comes fun time.
I think I'll have to go too.
Bye, ABC. Thank you.
Well.
Night, guys.
Night.
Bye, ABC. Thank you for coming.
Okay, I'm going to, guys. I'm zonking out
Are you
too.
spent as well, are you, Adam?
Yeah, I've had a long week. Thanks for getting the stream up and running.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming along, Adam. It's always a pleasure to have you on board.
Actually, I think this is the longest the stream's ever gone without any issues.
Yes.
Knock on wood.
I think that might have to do with the wife not being home and streaming Chinese movies. But I never said that. I never said that.
Okay, I'll make sure I send her the link to this exact point in the video. Okay, night Timmy, night Darren, night Philip.
Night.
And now the boys can play.
Ah,
Now the boys can play.
I'm just I'm playing around with some ideas of how I'm going to display my Octane racing suits. I'm collecting all the Octane racing suits from what I can. And yes, so I'm sort of playing, like, this won't be the colours used, but it'll be done sort of like that, where you stick the neck part into a beam.
Yeah.
So you can't see the neck part. And then the suit will be there, and then underneath it, I'll put the helmets underneath each one. That's looking good, mate. That truck really.
There you go, Timmy.
Oh, hell yeah. Let me bring that up. Oh, bloody hell, Phil. That looks good.
Actually, that's not even the render. There you go.
Yeah.
Billy, how many times I've told you not to drink alcohol?
Yeah, all I got to do is do the two gunnery ports up the top and the piece hanging off the back of it, and that'll be ready to save and start bricklinking. Some of it.
Yeah.
Have fun trying to find that orange slope grill in orange.
The orange what?
That grill with the slope in orange. That might be a harder one to find.
Oh, these ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a few.
Oh, no, didn't say they didn't exist. Just
Yeah. There's going to be parts in there that are going to be a pain to find. I know that.
It's going to be hard to find in quantity from anyone. So, if you're having trouble, let me know. And if I'm anywhere, I'm in a shop, I'll if I see them, I'll grab them for you.
Cool.
For a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot there that's going to be hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have quite a few people that share their wanted list with me, and then if I happen to be shopping for something, and vice versa, you know.
And the poor problem I've got with the tanker trailer, hang on, I'll zoom in on it. It's coloured so that you can't see it right now. See the gap between the bricks?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that can be done about it. That's because I want the stripes to be brick built and not stickers.
Yeah.
So I've just got to put up with that gap. But everything inside is going to be dark bluish grey as well, so hopefully it won't be overly noticeable.
I can't find one at the moment. Are you aware of the micro striping technique at all?
No.
Right, you use a hinge brick, and I can't find one here, unfortunately, to show it. But if you use the 2x1 hinge bricks and put a different color plate on the top, it actually becomes a micro stripe.
Oh, okay.
And it works really effective in certain vehicles. Yeah, I wish I had one here to show the technique, but I just don't have one on hand.
Well, that's
So,
right.
yeah, it's a very, very neat technique, though.
Cool.
Yeah, I've managed to put some like little fine red stripes in some vehicles, and that they look quite cool. So,
yep. Well,
yeah.
So far everything I've done on this, the doors open and close on the truck,
Cool.
so I can open and close them.
Yep. No, it's good.
And they've all got interior on them, like a pocket to put stuff in and all that sort of stuff.
Cool.
The bonnet in the car opens and shuts. And you can see the engine inside. Doors on the car open and shut as well. The only thing I wasn't able to do is the bonnet opening and shutting, but I'm going to play with that and see if I can get that to do that as well. Because it's a pity to have a big V12 inside there and not be able to show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm quite happy with that, the way it is.
Mate, it looks bloody superb. Looks bloody good, Mark.
It's come
Nice
along.
job.
Come
Can't
along.
wait to see you start building it too, mate.
Yeah, that'll be the big thing.
Oh, exactly. That's what I mean. That's when like this thing behind me. You know, you start actually putting brick to brick, and you go like, oh, wow. Start seeing it form.
I'm just happy to get that far on it at the moment.
Don't blame you. Duke was saying Horizon Express has a heap of the I think he's saying that slope.
I just saw that.
That's good to know. That's good to know. We're not near the computer, boy. Stop. Yeah, so maybe we should call this the KFC hospital. Can't Flame and Cook Hospital. But I like how I put the those square clear bricks, the trans clear bricks down the side there. I actually like that look on the building. It's looking quite cool when you can do that on the side, and then you come around the corner at the back, and you've got that as well.
It's
so anyway,
all right. Yeah,
it's come up pretty all right for 2 sets and not going too high, and yeah, but it's taking shape nicely. It's yeah, it's been a good build. I'm enjoying it immensely. So just trying to sort of work out the next level. I will do a second level, but there won't be a second level. I think I'll just do like an optometry sort of section upstairs, and maybe a small, maybe convalescing sort of ward or something, and then start working out the corrugated roof to do that. Dazza dropped out.
losing everybody, dude.
NBN, no bloody network.
Yeah.
That'd be right.
Oh,
that would be
something to tell you too, because I mentioned it to you ages ago.
Yeah.
Mel and I finally got a chance to go through that set that I got in a bulk lot.
Yeah.
The deep sea Explorer set.
Diver stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And
What did you find?
we're missing. I've got the captain. He's not on here at the moment. Please see,
Yeah.
there he is. I got the captain.
Yeah.
I got the deckhand in his dinghy.
Yeah, Decky, yeah.
And I've got the diver in the cage.
Yeah.
But it's missing a couple of other minifigs, but everything else is there.
Wow.
Every single part is there.
It is complete.
Yep.
Wow.
We're missing all the sharks and all that sort of stuff. Like I said, it came in a bulk lot. But we do have
I'm back.
the wreck that comes with it all.
Ah, the wreck.
Yep, and that's missing one gold bullion, which should be laying there on the sand. But otherwise, that's all there as well. And I'm pretty sure we've got the diver in the heavy-duty diving suit.
Oh, wow.
We've got to get him out of our bits and pieces and build him up, because I know we've got the mask in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got that too. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I don't know what they're worth. That's probably just better off being put in my store as bits. But the boat itself's got to be worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know someone's got a ton of those holes. They parted out tons and tons of them. Is that the gold diver's helmet that comes in that set?
No.
No. What colour is it?
Dark bluish grey, I think, or light bluish grey. It's set 695.
Right.
60095 is the set.
Yeah, if you do,
I think that's the set number.
If you do part it out, hold the diver's helmet for me, please.
Yeah.
Dazza. I knew
Oh,
you
yeah. Well, if we did part it out, the whole diver would actually be one separate piece.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I put the full minifigs in the shop. I don't part the minifigs out.
Part them out. Fair enough.
No,
yes,
no, I haven't got my minifig container in here. It's down the other room.
Yeah, we're having trouble with internet connection as well. It's horrible.
No bloody service.
No.
For the first time ever, mine's working perfectly okay, touch wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's being horrible.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, what happens? So that's just what happens. It's yeah. Just it's a cold night, and lots of people watching,
overloading the system,
watching movies.
Yeah,
it just happens.
Indeed-aroo.
Yeah, it's interesting. Since Netflix and that came on, our speeds have just been horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Do you have Amazon Prime in Australia?
You pardon?
Do you have Amazon Prime available in Australia or not?
I'm not sure. I don't do any of that stuff. We just have pay TV, mate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's another thing that can drag down the speed if people use that.
Yeah, where am I? There you go. Darren, that's the minifig.
Yeah.
The deep sea diver.
Right. It's not the helmet I thought, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I'd still want that one anyway. Yeah, no, we were having a bit of a giggle the other night. The missus is I'm watching Street Outlaws, and I think it's a big lot of rubbish, but it's a good laugh being in a drag race. And she's gone, how can they afford all those tyres? They just burn up into the piles of smoke. And I said, because we sponsor them. And she goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, we paid for some of those tyres. I mean, we've bought Pay TV, which has paid for the rights for their show, and they can all bloody do what they're doing. She goes, oh, well, they're buying the tyres out of your half of the Pay TV money then, not mine.
That sounds like your missus, mate.
Yeah. So, I put that up as a Facebook post, actually, because it was a bit of a laugh. Yeah, it's funny. But people don't realise, they do pay for things like that. If you're buying a service like pay TV, you're paying for the programming, and that's Yes, in Victoria it is the Queen's birthday, and yet it's not in Queensland.
Yeah.
Go figure. But anyway, that's the way it works. So when do they celebrate the Queen's birthday in Hong Kong, Timmy?
Huh?
Anymore?
No, we only had Buddha's birthday.
Oh, okay. But did they have the Queen's birthday over there when it was still under colonial rule?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. No, they certainly did. When my wife was growing up, yes, they did.
Right. Yeah, what I'm saying was it a similar time to other places in the world or different?
It was similar to Australia, New South Wales, Victoria. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It would have been on this weekend. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always remember it as a kid being June the 4th.
Yeah.
In New South Wales. Or the weekend of that, whatever the following Monday was or something.
Yeah. So, yeah. And thankfully so far, touch wood, we've had no major mishaps on our roads, which is surprising. So
yeah, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's been more luck than good design, though. There's always those people that are in just too big a hurry to get anywhere, and they're not getting anywhere fast anyway. But yeah, I don't know. If you don't like our road rules, you don't want to hear the speed limits, just stay off our roads. It's that simple.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Go and drive around a track, and if you don't want to follow the rules, go drive around a track.
Exactly.
I used to with a motorbike and a car and do stupid things with modded up Serranos.
A lot of people get astounded when they come down to the island, and there's days I've driven off the island, and no joke, there was actually one particular day that was really incredible. Over 200 cars in a row, not one of them would have been under $150,000 worth of exotic supercar.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were just coming down for a big club meeting down at the track, and none of them were speeding. They're all just driving along, keeping a nice separation between each other, and it was everyone else speeding around them,
Yeah.
It's just they're just cruising along. They know they're an obvious target. You're driving around in a Lamborghini or these new GTRs and things like that. You're a target to the police straight up.
Yeah.
But it was all the idiots in the Mustangs that were trying to go faster than the Lamborghinis, Bogan Special. That new Mustang, mate, she's a Bogan Special, that one. It's,
The American Commodore.
American Commodore, yes, exactly, Phil.
It's pretty much it, isn't it? But anyway, yeah. I'm waiting to see someone do a Speed Champions version on the real thing with stickers all over it.
That could be arranged, Phil. Darren, that could be arranged. I've got enough.
Enough stickers, you reckon, to do that?
I think so. There was a shop. There was a shop in Inns Point that was selling bits and pieces, and he had a lot of stickers, and I grabbed a lot of stickers, and I think I got a lot of Speed Champion stickers, and I got them outside in the Lego room.
Just Douglas is commenting the petrol's too expensive. Mate, it's not stopping some people from putting their foot flat to the floor, believe me. But on the on the converse side now, we've got a lot of people who you can see have been caught with vehicles they can't afford to run.
Be back in a minute. I was saying.
Okay.
Driving around very slowly, trying to conserve a bit of fuel and becoming nuisances on the road as a result. It's just got stuck behind a vehicle in some country normally where everyone sits close to 90 as an example, through the windy bits, and we get caught behind vehicles doing 60 trying to save a bit of fuel going up the hills. And then as a result you get 90 people behind them trying to pass them in dangerous spots. It's just wrong.
No, I saw it near back at I think it was Dandenong. I was in Victoria back at Dandenong Hills or whatever. Idiot trying to do stupid things like that.
Yeah, you just got to be patient. And,
yeah.
But then again, it gets really annoying when those people know they're holding people up. When they do get a chance to pull over, they don't.
No, that's it.
They just, it's almost like they delight in holding everybody up. But anyway, That's the way it goes. So
yeah, well, the old grandpa and grandma with the caravan on back going on holidays was always amusing though. I'm just going up the hill, or going on holidays, just going along.
yeah, but the other thing though is too though. What really annoys me is I don't mind if they're going slowly and they're driving in a safe manner.
Yeah.
But when you actually get to a safe overtaking area and then all of a sudden they do the speed limit and don't let anyone around them, that's just wrong.
Yeah, that's when it gets ridiculous. Agree.
We've had that happen a few weeks back. We had a guy with a horse float. As soon as he gets the overtaking area, he floors it and let no one get around him. Then he's doing 60 again through the corners just down the road. I mean, he's obviously a local. He knows the area.
Yeah.
And it's just annoying. They just get off on being pains in the ass.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why their horses get upset when people drive past them and beat their horns at them. I mean, you should do that. You should never do that. But, they caused it. They brought it on themselves, and it's wrong.
They put themselves in that circumstance, so they should actually realise what they've done.
Terrorists. Yeah, terrorists. Yep, tourists, yep.
Good on you,
I've got nothing wrong with tourists, but I'll tell you right now, down our way now, we're starting to see more and more. We're getting arrows painted on the road to tell you which side of the road to stay on. Down on the Great Ocean Road now, they've actually got signs saying we drive on the left in Australia because there's been too many accidents with people being on the wrong side of the road. And that's just wrong. If you can't, they actually put stickers on all the hire vehicles now saying, look, we drive on the left.
Yeah.
It's just, that's sad, but it's the way it is. If they know they're hiring it to an overseas person, they just walk straight out and whack a sticker on the dash saying, we stay to the left in Australia. Straight up, because there's just been too many accidents with people on the wrong side of the road. We've got a notorious black spot here where there's been several deaths on the island, and it's just wrong.
Yeah.
And we've made it, a double white line down the middle of it to stop it, to make it rather obvious, and people still try to overtake in this very dangerous area.
Oh my goodness, really?
It's double white line there for a reason. There's like four intersections coming into off of the sides, and it's just.
Would you sell a dog to this person? Just came up on my Facebook feed. This is real. Posted in Bundy Classifieds here in Bundaberg. Want to buy small bred puppy, as in a small breed of dog.
Yeah.
So, but she spelt bread as in loaf of bread. This is what we have to put up with in Bundaberg, by the way.
Yeah.
Small bred puppy. I feel like going and get a piece of bread and cutting the shape of a dog out and then posting it to her. Nothing over $800.
The problem is,
would
quite
you
often
sell a dog to someone who can't spell the word bread properly?
Yeah, it's quite often that it's autocorrect.
Small bread puppy.
They don't ever look before they post.
Ridiculous.
Yes, Douglas is right. The tight corners on the Great Ocean Road, in many cases, you don't even have 30 metres visibility. That's exactly right. It's notoriously bad stretch of road.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A bread dog, hey?
Yeah, but what classifieds? Bundy classifieds?
Ginger.
Oh,
A
ginger.
bread dog. Nothing like having a bread dog. I've heard of a sausage dog. I didn't know there was a bread dog.
Yeah.
That's its mate.
You'll have to show me that post, Mel. Mel was just telling me on one of the classifieds groups that she's in.
Yeah.
Someone's selling like 24 minifigs for $24 or something.
What?
Yeah, $1 a minifig. I'll have a look at those.
Oh, we have an iceberg sighting.
I see.
Hey, iceberg.
ICB. ICB, you should get in. Come and say hearty ho to us all.
Oh, dear. Yeah, the silence is deafening.
Yeah, I was going to say, Timmy,
Silence
you've
is
got to say
deafening, yeah.
something, mate.
I'm asking Iceberg.
What time is it anyway? Oh,
It's
10:30.
probably not far away from which you'd be trying to wind it up anyway, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gladstone.
Oh, Gladstone.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. 24 minifigs for $30. Oh, they've got the squid.
Counter for this.
26 for $30.
But they're willing to go to 25.
Jeez, they're all series minifigs by the looks of it. Apart from the one, there's a minifig that's basically an octopus, a squid, a big red squid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in there.
That's worth it just by itself.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I can see the weightlifter. There's a French guy with a baguette and a poodle.
A baguette and
French loaf, bread loaf, whatever, and a poodle. I can see an Asian hat in there. How's that for
hello. One of my people, hello.
a wok? I can see a wok.
Walking.
Yeah, there's a couple of ones in there that look interesting. Problem is, are they Lego?
Exactly.
Question.
Well, it's from Gladstone, so not that means anything, but I'm always wary of buying stuff like that in a blurry picture that you can't tell properly.
Yes, Douglas made a very good point. New trains with program would be able to stop at stations. Yes, that's something we're all rather excited about. And hopefully to be able to move smoothly.
Make stop up and down too.
Yeah, it's one of the things that really annoys me when a lot of guys display trains is just leave them running flat chat right around the track all the time. It's just, what's the point in having a remote control?
Yeah, exactly.
I actually love it at the shows where they actually give the kids the controllers and say, here, have a go. That is the most amazing thing, when you can hand it over to a kid and say, here you go. Yeah, have a drive. They love it. And that's probably more likely to get the parents to go and buy them a train than them just watching them go around. So I think another good thing to really think about if you are into displaying, try and build some sort of interactivity, even if it's just identifying parts and saying, can you find these on the, like I've hidden 9 minifigs, can you find them? Those sort of things. It's a good thing to get the crowd involved. But some of the best ones I've seen is turn this handle and this moves, or they're great things. We've got a lot of the train guys on our bigger train club that have got the older switch, 9-volt switch stuff, and they'll have a whole pile of switches there labeled, and each time you touch a different button, it makes something move in the display, and that's really cool. The kids love it. It's one of the most stood by bits of the whole display. Ooh, I can touch that, and that little train moves over there, like the micro train, or the boom gates lift up and down, or whatever. It's just it's cool. So I think with this new program, we'll power up stuff. Though we're going to see a lot more stuff being done. And it's only going to get better. Yeah. That's exactly right, Douglas. Sell the product, give the kiddies a go, simple stuff, you exclude and they feel like it's not for them. And that's exactly it, which is why I always try and use current parts so the kids can go home and have a crack at building them themselves. If you're using parts that are no longer available or very hard to get hold of, you really make yourself exclusive, and then the kids go, but I can't build that because I don't have any of them at home. And so you try to build stuff that they can get. Damn right. I still do build stuff that's a bit off the chain, but it's still out of current parts. It just people might not have them in those sort of quantities, but you still got to try and make it so that people can have a go at building some of your simpler stuff. Which is why it's cool to make some simple vehicles if you're doing, city layouts and that. Make stuff that people can go and go, oh, I just like the technique you've used in that. The GBC dilemma. Yeah, GBCs can get very involved. A lot of people just throw their hands up and going, how do I build that? pretty much. So, but
my brain doesn't understand the whole GBC thing.
Beg your pardon?
My brain doesn't get the whole GBC thing, so
it's not meant to get it. It's just meant to be a pointless exercise, moving balls around in as many different ways as you can.
Oh, that my brain gets. Yeah, no, I can't even feign interest in them.
Yeah,
I see one and I just go straight past it.
I think they're one of those things that you've sort of got to. Yeah, my big tip when you ever see a GBC going around, especially if you want to film it, don't try and follow a set of balls around the scheme. Actually, walk backwards against the flow, and it has a bit more interest than if you try to actually follow them around. Because it can take forever for balls to go right around a circuit. So, yeah. But, oh yeah, that's it. The GBC is always a pretty good big hit with the kids, and I think that's the problem. A lot of guys doing GBC are using parts that are just near impossible to get your hands on these days.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good when the bucket wheel excavator came out, because that gave the GBC guys a new lot of parts to work with that were good. A lot of gear racks and stuff like that, and curves and things like that. So it has sort of shown a lot of new stuff. And yeah, if you want to get into GBC, pretty much kits like the Class Tractor, for example, gives you a lot of gears for a fairly reasonable price. So it's a good starting point if you want to get into GBC. You get a couple of motors and things like that. So for a reasonable price point, if you're going to start into it. Icebergs has ever made it tough to create new stuff at GBC. Not necessarily. It's just you've got to be very creative. It's but there is plenty of guys out there putting their plans up so you can copy their modules. So to give you an idea where to start from. So yeah, but I want to see people do more stuff like Rube Goldberg machines though, rather than GBC. I mean, GBC is a type of Rube Goldberg machine, but okay, you got to walk back and reset it all to make it all work again. But that's part of the process. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty right with the Ninjago Dragon. There's it's you got to pick your kits to get your parts, and and then that's the one thing, you can't really sell a GBC kit either. It doesn't sort of work like that. A couple of guys have tried on ideas and never even got any votes at all. So
no, that's it.
It's a very limited market, and and the hard bit too now is getting your hands on the balls too. So most of the guys get their balls through lug bulk, and makes it damn hard. Oh dear.
Well, I might call it, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Getting on a bit for me, so I might say goodbye to everyone, and I'll see you all next time I'm on a stream. Probably, what will it be now? Wednesday during the day.
Oh, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday is the building
secret
stream.
Tuesday stream.
Poor Henry. Poor Henry thinks there's a secret stream.
Yeah.
Poor little Henry thinks there's a secret stream.
Yep, that's the one. Okay, I'll catch you all later. Good night to everybody in the chat. Ciao, guys.
Yep.
See you, Darkside. Thank you for coming on, mate. I'm just getting Iceberg in. Hang on. ICB can jump on because I started early because I'll be Skyping the missus. What time is it now? I've got a little bit of time. About 11 o'clock, I'll Skype the missus. So I'll get ICB in and
Oh,
Email. No, that's YouTube. Wrong button. Wrong button, dude. Wrong button. Go back. Back. Okay.
yeah. Look, I don't see GBC being just continuing with Douglas's comment. A GB set maybe is a possibility. With Akiyuki and Mako get brought in to help design stuff. But those guys are also very cluey with a lot of other stuff too, so they might have been brought in to solve some other engineering issues. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, I can see a lot of current modules, like as an example, the Great Wall module would make a great addition to a GBC layout.
Oh, the Great Wall, yeah.
It's just made for it. You know, it's like
yeah,
match made in heaven. And I know a couple of people that are working on it already, so it'll be interesting. I've already seen one done with a loop on its own basis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't find the video of it again though. I found it once and then lost it. It was one of those things that
mate, always when you want something.
Yeah, and then the feed dropped and couldn't find it, so sadly. But I'm sure if you searched Great Wall GBC, you'd probably find it. Which I might just do myself right now while I'm talking about it to see if I can find it.
Yeah, why not? Mate, why not?
So put a link up for it for people. Yeah, but came out straight away actually. Hang on, let me.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, hang on. Go back. No, it's misbehaving on me.
It wouldn't be a computer if it wasn't going to misbehave, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Right, this isn't actually the GBC. Oh, sorry, isn't the actual one I was thinking of, but it is another one. Let's see if I can see if it'll work. All right, just put a link up in the chat for those that want to go and have a look at it. It won't allow me to put the web address in. Hey.
No, it never does.
No, it never does. Okay, but if you just go and search Great Wall of China and Lego GBC, you will find a result. Yeah, there is a few people doing different stuff like that. Something I'd like to get into in the future, but right at the moment I've got too many other projects committed to, and yeah, we're now got to start looking at our next major build for next year, and we still haven't decided to build yet. So
yeah.
And now that I've probably considered that I might be hanging on to our major mock for this year, I've now got to build a box to store it in, so I can keep it for a show for this time next year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it always is like that, dude. That's what happens. You go, oh no, I'm just going to hang on to that one.
I'd love to be able to hang on to all of them.
I know, exactly.
Thankfully, this particular build for the bulk of it is not parts and they will need for next year's, other than the white brick. I would have loved to have been able to pull it apart and reuse the white brick. However, yeah, we'll see. It's I just can't afford to pull it down and try and rebuild it again. It's too much work. Yes, the Friends sets have had a lot of balls. Very funny, Douglas.
Good on you, Douglas McBricken. Good on you, buddy.
I'm not sure Lego actually saw it like that, but yeah.
No, I don't think they saw it like that either.
But yes, that has been an issue though for a lot of guys building GBC. Getting their hands on the actual balls has been very hard. And I've seen a few guys who've actually, when they haven't had access to the balls because they've been loaned by a club or whatever, have actually been using marbles and then running into issues because the marbles continue to click into each other and eventually erode.
Yes.
And then the glass chips get worked in through all the markings and chew it all out in no time. So anyone out there practicing with GBC balls, do not use glass marbles. It doesn't work.
No, it does not work.
It might for a few minutes, but if you let it run for hours on testing, no, you're going to wind up with issues when the marbles chip and put glass dust through everything. And that's the other thing with GBC too. You do actually wear the parts out. They wear against each other. Silicon spray is your best friend, but it still doesn't stop it completely.
Yeah, well, that's it.
So yeah, it's one of those things. If you're going to build serious GBC, be prepared to wear out a lot of parts.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Another tip we have discussed here before on GBC, if you are going to build GBC, do not slow the motors down. Run the motors as fast as possible and gear them down. Don't actually run the motors slow. So yeah. Right, Dougal said there's an entertainment that does marble runs, their balls the same size. Yeah, I know some guys have had that. There's also been some miniature basketball shaped ones that have been getting around as well that are a similar size. But I don't know what they came from either. But yeah. You there, Timmy?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, just thought my connection dropped out again.
I'm here. I'm sending something to ISB.
Yeah, I know you're trying to get iceberg in. Yeah. No, just
yeah.
My connection's been playing up all night, as I said, with the everyone's streaming.
I did hear that. I hear it sort of jig around. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say at this time of the night too, there's a lot of people watching naughty movies too. That makes probably
special bedtime.
Yeah.
Hello.
Quickly.
My name's Juan. Juan. Hello.
Yeah. Boom chicka wah wah. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. You need to do the mock of the pool night. Yep. The pizza delivery guy. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, it's interesting. So, but yeah, it's very hard to find a lot of parts for certain types of projects, and yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand when you display. You know, getting your hands on a, you know, I've got a project at the moment where I'm going to need seriously well over 100,000 trans 1x1 plate. You know, you don't lay your hands and let them out easily. Just doesn't happen. Yeah. So that's probably going to take me several years to get it together. Yeah. So yeah, just yeah.
Yeah.
How many people buy one part in quantities like that? They're 4x1 trans neon tiles.
Yeah.
You know, there's good 300 in there. You know, again, you just you use parts in bonkers quantities, and people just go, oh. And that part probably realistically had about 4 or 5 parts in a set. You know, so someone has wrecked a whole lot of sets to get those parts out of it.
Yeah, well, that's it. They've had to write a whole bloody lot of stuff just to get that one decent bag full.
Yeah. And like Doozer said, trans 1x1, 1x2 trans light blue tiles, again, a part a lot of people use for water. And to get, you usually need several hundred of them, or more in most mocks and that sort of thing. And it's just, hard to get them in quantity. Really is. I think I've got an example of.
Yeah. I got this bloody link to Iceberg. It's
not going to work.
No, it will work. I'm just going to put my phone on the charge. Otherwise, it won't work if I don't put it on charge.
Yeah, you just need parts in stupid quantities, and it's just makes it hard. I mean, I actually think that we've discussed this before too. For those of you who are building and displaying continually, and yes, it's a controversial thing because some people go, "Oh, but how do I get there?" Well, simple. You've got to build out of your own part supply first, and then get to shows and display. But for those of you who are displaying quite regularly, you need to be able to buy them in a couple of thousand at a time. Yes, Germany area dealers do get them directly from Lego, and they are so lucky to do it, and they're profiteering to the max out of it.
Yes, they are.
And that's not fair to us who are fans. I mean, they're paying probably less than a cent per part, and then selling them to us for probably anywhere from 3 to 5 cents for a 1x1. And it's wrong. It
is wrong.
It is very wrong. I mean, like, just as an example, what's in that container there at the moment in 1x1 round trans blue? That's a $30 cup off the pad wall.
Yeah.
And they work out at about, roughly about a cent each. But if I'm buying them from a Bricklink, I'm paying 3 to 4 cents each for them. So who's profiteering there?
Yeah, exactly.
We should be able to buy boxes. And I think for those that are being, in the quantities, So if anyone's Lego listening, seriously, for those of us who are building very large scale mocks and we're investing several $1,000s at a go. Nothing. The current mocks that I've got sitting at that I'm touring at the moment, I'll be sitting on, don't tell the missus, easily $3,500 to $4,000 worth of bricks invested in them.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Doesn't take much to do it, and so it doesn't take long to do that at all, and that doesn't count what we've got in our inventory otherwise. I mean, there's I don't want to say how much is sitting in our house. It's because I honestly couldn't tell you, but I just know there's a lot.
Exactly.
It's been collected over a few years, but it's just sort of and I know what we've got compared to what a lot of other friends have got is nothing. Seriously got $60,000-$70,000 worth of Lego in their houses. One guy that I know of who genuinely has well over $100,000 invested in Lego.
Yeah, easily.
And he's by no means one of the and that's what he uses. It's not when I say invested, I mean invested as he bought it and he uses it. It's not one of these people who's investing it as an investment to hopefully flip down the track. There are a lot of people out there who've got $250,000 upwards invested in Lego, and I think they're nuts. But that's their choice, I suppose. Yeah.
Totally, mate.
It's but we've tried to get that's the other thing is too with what's available on the pick a brick walls. What we get here compared to elsewhere in the world, we're not tending to get the range or it changed over much at the moment. I think they've been given a range of stock to move, and until they've got rid of it all, they're not getting any new parts. And certain parts go flying off the wall, like those 1x1 blues. They've sold an absolute pile. I know people who have bought 30 cups of them. To do water in their mocks. So I don't know. I'm not sure about the waffle page, Douglas. Could you explain a bit more? Resellers looking to move goods. I'm not sure. I haven't heard about this. I'm not aware, mate. So, is that resellers or resealers? I know it's time because, honestly, we've I know some people have been caught with sets that have been made back up, claiming they're sealed, and when they get them, it's quite obvious the bags have been open and then heat sealed back up. It's buyer beware out there. As that being said, I don't buy any sets. I don't build sets. Every set I buy gets stripped out for parts and put into general revenue, as we call it. Ah, right. Sorry. Okay, it's a Lego raffle page attached to Lego Buy, Swap and Sell. Yes, sorry, waffle, waffle. Sorry,
Waffle. It's a waffle.
It's a waffle. It's a raffle. Okay, yes, sorry, yes, because they're not allowed to use. Right, I know where he's coming from now. They call it a waffle because they're not allowed to use the word raffle. Facebook won't allow the word raffle on the pages, so they get around it by calling it waffle. And I'm aware of what it's about now. From what I'm aware of so far, it has all been conducted above board. No one has been gypped. That being said, you won't find me buying tickets in it. And I'm not trying to discourage anyone. It's up to you to do what you wish to do. But for me, if I'm going to invest that sort of money, I'll just go and buy a set with it. So do you realise you just put that up in the chat, Tim?
Yes, I do, because my bloody thing's not working.
All right.
And it's the only way I'm going to get him in, because all the technology is dying very rapidly.
Okay. Hopefully it only works for this one then.
It will only work for this one.
Fair enough.
It will. It will only work for this one.
Yep.
There's no other way. Unfortunately, the other phone is playing up. The iPad's dead, and my missus' phone, that my spare one that she leaves here, it's dead as well. So, yeah, it is what it is. And dog's doing us too, yes.
Thanks. That's what I meant. So, Douglas, there's a link there, mate. Jump on it. Jump in if you wish.
Jump in, say hi ho. Our panel's dwindling, so
yep, you don't often get an invite, so there's your invite, guy. Jump in, have a word.
Say hi ho.
You don't have to have a cam, just come in on audio if you wish.
Just come in with a blue picture will do.
Yep. I'm on it watching the feeding frenzy.
Don't worry, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm a glutton for punishment, don't worry.
Yeah, I like those raffles. It's been funny. There's been a lot of the waffles, the waffles. Yeah, Douglas, come in and join us, mate. Just come in, blue screen if you have to. Doesn't matter. Just come in audio. And hopefully get iceberg in a second too.
Yeah, I hope so. That's the plan.
He might have had to drop out. It's the timing issue with those guys over there as a. So I'll just tag him again.
Yeah. We know an alcoholic dog. I'm just going to kill me that you become a beer drinking fiend.
Yeah.
I got your head. I
can remember many years ago we had a Labrador who actually knocked over all the partial leftover beer bottles and had a rather good drink one night.
Yep.
And had a massive hangover the next day. There's nothing sadder than a dog with a hangover. I mean, we didn't know it. It wasn't like we deliberately fed a beer or anything like that. It was
No. That's what happened with this one. He knocked over my beer cans and he started licking them. And the next moment, he saw me with them, and he's like, "Oh, that's what Dad's doing. Oh, I'll get into that too."
Yeah, and of course it's salty, so they like it. You know, like yeah. Mm. And the hardest part was getting the dog then to drink water when it wasn't feeling very well.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah. Well, if no one jumps in the next few minutes, we might as well pull it.
Yeah, well, that's all right. We can do that.
Otherwise, it's getting boring.
Yeah, well, I can do more of this, which is all good. But that's the next level.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so I've got a stairwell.
Yep. What
And
what height have you made the risers on the steps?
Oh no, I'm just using a Lego staircase.
Okay, the ones where they're half a minifig height.
Yeah. And then what I've done is, because of how I want to place it inside, I've put just 2x4 plate.
There was a very good article in Bricks at one stage, or Block, should I say,
Yeah.
on building stairwells, and I wish I could find the magazine to remind everybody. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Can't find it when you need it. Why don't I remind everyone at what volume it was? But yeah. Ooh. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to yawn then. I'm a bit tired. I've been up. Had a very long day.
Yeah, been a long day. It's all good. Understandably so, my good man.
Oh, yesterday was an incredibly long day.
Yeah.
Dude was just saying the link gives you the runaround, so it's not working.
Oh, bum.
Yeah. So I think on that, Timmy, we pull it and
yeah, we'll call it a call it an end of the stream.
You've got to give the missus a Skype chat shortly anyway. So
yeah. Okay.
Goodbye from me.
Thank you for everyone that's come along. Thank you, ABC. Thank you, Inside the Brick Box, Adam. Thank you, Mr. Duck Chicken. James. Thank you, Dark Side Pricks. Shame that Arabic didn't get in, but he did have a long drive from Canberra, so it's all good. Won't hold it against him. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Diggins McBroken. Thank you, Sponga, that was there. Thank you to Keegan Ryder. Keegan's saying, don't start. Just started building something. Come on, please. Anyway, no, we will pull the pin. But yeah, thank you everyone that's been in the chat. Thank you everyone that's contributed tonight. Don't Iceberg, of course. Thank you for trying. We will. Oh, here we go. Hang on, Spongo. Hang on. Late breaking news. It's Adam Spong. He made it. I get a Spong. I'm the winner. I get Adam. Adam, mate. Hello. Oh, you made it. How are you, mate?
G'day.
Hello, Adam Spong. What's going on? Are you Hogwarts ready?
Yep, I'm ready for the Hogwarts.
Oh, I can tell you're Hogwarts ready. Oh.
I've been cleaning the Lego. So I've been cleaning the Lego. It takes me about a month to clean the Lego, ready for July build for Diagon Alley, and then August I do the full Hogwarts castle.
Oh, good. I look forward to seeing that, Adam. That's good,
Yep.
mate. You been well, my friend?
Yep. Oh, look at the doggy.
I got the doggy in the house. I'm not in the dog house, but the dog is in my house.
Yeah. And if the missus watches the stream, you might be in the doghouse.
yeah, exactly. If she finds out how much money I've spent while she's been away, I might be really living in the doghouse permanently.
Yeah, Tim, you bought a lot of dog food. It's been trying to eat the Lego. You just bought a lot of dog food. It's pity you didn't like eating it.
Yeah. Good on you, Spong. It's good to see you, my friend. I knew you'd be excited for the Hogwarts stuff.
And the Harmony. The Fantastic Beasts as well.
Oh, and the Fantastic Beasts. Yeah, how could I forget the Fantastic Beasts stuff as well, my good man?
Yeah, that's a lot of people excited over that. That's interesting to see. Yeah, interesting to see a few new lines coming up. Where'd you get to? Falling in a duck.
I'm just getting the dog. The dog's trying to rip and tear other things that it shouldn't be.
Ah.
Come here. Oi. Billy. Billy, sit. Play with your toy. Rip your bears apart. Rip your bear apart. Rip your bear apart. Kill! Go for the kill shot. Rip its head off. It's going to be a good hunting dog. I can't wait for pig season. Hey, we got a lot of bloody wild pigs around my village. Don't you worry. I'm putting this boy to good use. I'll get the bow and arrow, and he can go and drag some pigs back for me. I'll put him to work.
So Craig and Ricker has said, have you guys seen the pictures of the briefcase set for Fantastic Beast?
Yeah,
No.
I'm waiting for that one.
So what's the go with that one?
I did see a picture of it, but I haven't seen like a full sort of description.
It's like two creatures, and it sort of opens up like it's like a half the fire station Ghostbusters set, where Ghostbusters set opens up. So then the suitcase opens up, and because it's all Lego, so you got the dragon's eggs, and then the other creature, and because in the movie the normal non-magic person wears the Quidditch costume, so then you get a Quidditch costume, and that's it. And like each character's got like a city. It's sort of like how Hogwarts was supposed to be. There was a city costume for Harry Potter, and then his robes for the school. So in that one, you get two costumes for each character, and it works well with those sets because it's sort of the way they're going with the Lego Movie Part 2 is that like Emmett has his costume, and then they go from like the dystopia land to the Wonderland. So they have these two. I think with this new Lego movie, they'll go through about 4 costume changes, like the first one. How they, except Emmett is always the same, always in the same worker's uniform.
Yeah, because he's a drone, mate.
Yeah,
he's a sheeple.
He's a drone.
Well, all right. I shouldn't say it. He's a drone that's waking up.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. I think there's a lot of hype around the movie already, and let's hope it lives up to it. And because it will spark a lot of interest again in our shows. So it's something we've been discussing in the community of late. The Lego went through a massive peak with the release of the Lego movie, and we had major interest in shows, and it went on from that for a couple of years, and now it's basically declining again. And it's because we almost have an oversaturation of shows. Everyone's jumped in on, this is a good thing, this is a good thing. And sometimes you never actually too much of a good thing, especially if people are going from one show to the next and seeing the same stuff. You need to be able to go to a show and see at least half of the show being new stuff, or at a minimum stuff that's been reworked.
Yeah, reinterpretations, but not the same bog standard stuff over and over and over again.
Nothing worse than going to a show and all you see is sets. That is not a Lego show. That is just a display.
Yes, and I had that argument with some of the guys here that wanted to do that for one of the smaller shows here, and I said, no, that's not a show. Just getting stuff that you bought and you've made the set, that's not a show. And I showed them my custom stuff, and they're like, oh, okay. We have to change the date because we're not ready. We just thought you put what you have at home. I said, no, make bloody mocks, you twat.
Yeah, model of own creation. Come out of your own head. Art.
Yes, in here. Not out of a box. You might use the box.
The other thing too, where we've had a bit of problems with, especially with smaller shows, is actually getting the people who are doing the really good art stuff to bring it along, because quite often it's not easily transportable. It takes a bit more time to set it up. So always consider that if you're going to exhibit at multiple shows, you also have to have stuff that is very high quality as far as the creative side of it goes, but it's also got to be easily transportable. There's no point in having a major epic mock that takes 9 hours to set it up every time you go to show it. It's not, you're not going to get to show it at very many shows.
No.
You know? That being said, if you can collaborate with a half dozen people who can all bring a section of something that becomes a larger project, or you can co-opt a dozen people to help you set it up in an hour instead of taking you 9 hours, go for it. You know, that's part of the thing, isn't it? You've got to have people that can drop it alongside you and get it happening, you know?
Yeah, totally.
So,
Totally.
I know with what Spongo does, he's sort of he's on that sort of a more major scale thing on occasion. So it's hard, isn't it, mate, setting up that bigger stuff, isn't it?
Well, when I first contacted Cherie, ABC, and in the beginning of all this, in about 2012, when I noticed that the Queensland Lego group was sort of branching out.
Yeah.
And so I was more interested in seeing their little builds, because the little tiny vignettes that they were doing at the beginning there, they were getting real interesting. And so I was making my Hogwarts castle larger, yet realising that to be transportable and get like smaller. And so then I was going smaller, bigger, larger. And then, so basically it only takes an hour from everything sorted, everything cleaned and sorted. It takes an hour to build a Hogwarts castle to the specifications.
Yeah.
And like to do the Ilvermorny is totally different one, because no one has ever seen an American Lego version of the American Hogwarts yet, even in the movies. They're sort of keeping that as like an imagination thing. If they don't show the Ilvermorny, then you've still got like Lego builders trying to do their interpretation of Ilvermorny. And like in the Hogwarts even, they only show 10% of the Hogwarts castle. And most of the Lego people, they try to do the whole castle as most of the scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
So with this new Ilvermorny and the American Hogwarts, it's gonna be totally like my shopping precinct in New York. I try to make it look like New York, but keep it like a hidden magical land, like how Hogwarts was in a hidden part of London. So in New York, I have it in a hidden part of a back alley of New York, and I think that's the perspective they want with these movies, is that they want the audience to go out and build with the Lego, and with these sets that are coming out, they can still do the movie, and then it's like building a world that is not shown, but you know what the world is supposed to look like.
Get people to use their imaginations to fill the gaps.
Yeah.
Very much so. And that's where the vignette comes along. And it doesn't necessarily mean about the 8x8 vignette or the 16x16. Vignettes can be huge. It's a matter of it's a scene. And this is where doing interiors of scenes becomes a big thing, because it's different to doing the outside of a building and setting a scene outside of it. If you're doing the interior, it gives the builder a chance to use parts in a different way and set very different scenes and things like that. So always keep that in mind. You don't have to have that massive mock. You can do a lot with a lot of little scenes, for example, depicting a whole section of the movie. Always consider, I've seen some mocks done with vignettes where they're basically a series of stop motion almost, where there's a little bit of movement between an identical scene side by side. You might have 7 frames, for example, showing from going from something, just as an example, we'll just say a ninja who's standing on one side of the frame seen at one stage, and by the time he gets the other side, he's flipped over the other character and attacking him from the other side. That's just as an example. So always look at the different way of presenting things, and we'd love seeing new stuff at shows. It's not a matter of presenting absolute award-winning mocks. Build what you want to build from your heart to start off with, and then just make it the best you can make it. And then hopefully other people appreciate it too.
I hark back to the early days when it was at the Moore Centre, and like David Jones and even Big W up here, they hosted a Lego show, and I always pretended like that wouldn't be in my future. I don't have enough Lego to do that. But now, after age 30, 40, you got so much Lego.
But we look at a lot of those shows that were touring professionally for Lego back in the 80s as an example. Most of what the fan base is building now exceeds that standard.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily extends, is going beyond it. So that just goes to show how those kids that looked at that stuff and looked up to it go, now when they've got a bit of money to buy enough parts, are going, hey, that what I saw as a kid, I can do better than that now. I'm going to build better than that now. And we see it all the time. And I love it, I absolutely love it. I see people that go, we get the guys who love classic space, etc., and they go and build massive classic space setups. Love it. But again, it's not about the size; it's about the quality. And I've just seen recently a lot of guys who are harking back, as an example, to classic space. They're building the vehicles that they built as kids that fitted in between the gaps, and they're actually giving them their own bogus set numbers. But that's cool. That's their thing. But it's cool. I love seeing it. It's a great thing where they're using their imagination. Well, this is the set that Lego didn't produce, but the one I wish they had produced. And it's been a great thing to see. But showing is a big thing for us. Myself and my partner Elizabeth. For us, going to shows is all about creating smiles. We want someone to walk in and go, yeah, I like that. That may give me a smile and maybe give it a bit of a giggle, maybe, or stir up a memory somehow. And when you can do that, you've got it won. That's what we do it for.
Sometimes I wonder, why did it go to an Australian to fix up the Lego movie? Because we all know that the bankruptcy happened right when they were about to release their version of Lego Friends. They were hoping to release the game in 2003 because it was that Lego Friends game. And then 2004, 2005, they were hoping to release actual Friends sets. But then the bankruptcy got all of that. And the Lego movie was expected to be released in 2007. So then there was that delay. And if that collapse didn't happen, would they have picked Australian Lego experts and computer graphic experts to do the Lego movie? And would we have a different version if that bankruptcy would have happened and affected that?
I still to this day do not get it how the company was pushed to that level, because I look personally myself, Lego now, there's so many parts, and I think I'm not going to be the wowser and say there's too many parts out there, but there is an incredible amount of parts out there compared to what we had as kids. When the guys of our age, what we had as kids to what there is now, there's 100 times more parts easily. Easily. I
also think there's there's that popularity of Netflix. I was looking on the Internet Movie Base today, and I never even knew that they were doing a Dark Crystal prequel story. And there's what's that other movie we saw? The Never Ending Story. There's another prequel story for Never Ending Story. So there's always hidden worlds where Lego might do future, because it's connected with Disney, because the Muppets and all of the Hensons connected with Disney, then Disney with their Lego branch could expand and go into other worlds with their dimensions like video game.
Yeah.
With all of that, and so there's so many possibilities with like these little Netflix movies that they're doing and little TV shows.
Yeah. Yeah, so like we were talking earlier, as you would have picked up on, the accessory packs coming back in poly bags.
Yeah.
It's great, and now maybe it's all right. That's more or less city-based stuff, but maybe there's also another opening there to do, for example, accessory packs that are more, say, like as an example, Harry Potter based.
Yeah.
So you can pick up a few little bits and pieces, and it's cool to add to your setups. I think that, for example, they had those little accessory packs for the train guys. They'll go spastic over them.
Yeah. In the early days when they were trying to do those game little packets with they had a potions one for Harry Potter, and that had all like the spiders and the potions,
Right.
And then they had like they had the Star Wars game, and then they had the Hobbit game, and then the all that. So all of the little special parts you needed to expand the universe was good for those games.
Yeah, and that's another. I think you're on a ball there. I think the board games need another run, and as you said, expansion packs can make them more exciting to expand the game beyond the basis of where it starts. So when I look at some of my friends, for example, into Magic the Gathering and those sort of things, the money they've dropped on cards over years can be incredible.
Don't get me started on that bloody money pit.
I know someone that's got probably $30,000 worth of cards, mate.
I was getting close to that too, and I got the ultimatum by the missus. Now you either work out which hobby you really want to keep. Is it card games? Is it Lego? Is it tabletop board games? Which one? Otherwise, seriously, you got to make an ultimatum. So I said, no, I'm not getting rid of Lego. I'm not getting rid of my tabletop playing game. I can get rid of some of my Warhammer 40k. I can get rid of probably some of my tabletop tank buster World War II stuff. I could get some Colony Wars, which was a tabletop game as well, and they can all go. And I haven't played it for I think as at stage 3 months. I don't think I'm going to get back into it. I can get rid of Magic the Gathering. And I was shocked how much money I could make from the bloody cards.
Oh, feed your Lego habit.
It did. Don't worry, it did. It fit the Lego habit nicely.
Fair enough. For me, my main hobbies are Lego, photography, and I do a bit of woodwork occasionally. Not as much as I probably should, but you got to be actually getting to your shed to be able to do things like that.
Yeah, no, I kept that hobby because she actually liked the furniture I make. So that she never was going to let me. The two things hobbies which also turned into jobs at one stage, woodworking and cooking. She said you can't get rid of those. I said okay, good. That can we put that in the vows that you can never make me lose woodwork or cooking? And she said okay, fine, we'll do that. So but she said if the Lego gets too much, then she'll cut the credit card again. So I got to be careful.
Yeah. So Douglas has mentioned a bird pack, an owl, a seagull, a chicken, maybe a duck.
Poor James.
Yeah, James isn't here at the moment. Let's not pick on James. I think a bird pack would go down quite well. A couple of other birds I'd like to see, and I think there's actually probably a thing there that could possibly work these in with a zoo and things like that. I'm not really into the zoo thing either, believe me. I'm not a big zoo thing, but kids like it. Maybe some wildlife safari scenes that. Maybe working some of the bigger birds like ostriches, emus, cassowaries, those sort of things. They're cool, And with their current new multicolored molding stuff that they can do, I mean, birds like cassowaries are capable of being pulled off now.
Yeah.
And so, and you know, you can work a cassowary into a dinosaur scene almost. So, you know, they're a living dinosaur in their own way. So yeah, but yeah, look, these little mini packs I think are a way for them to get back into the pocket money side of things, which is something they've been missing out on a lot. They've tried to do it with minifigs, and I think the random pick thing of the minifigs has lost its gloss from
blind bag. Yep.
The blind bag thing has lost its appeal to a lot of parents. They're starting to see it as a bit of gambling, and so that's losing its appeal. Very fast, especially with this latest wave, with the big chance of finding the big dollar figure in the policeman.
Yeah,
it's really knocked the gloss off it with a lot of parents I know. So maybe these small poly bags are another answer to get back some marketing in the pocket money sector. And that's where it's at. If you can get the pester power of the kid to go, Mum, I want $5 to go and buy that, and the parent can actually see value in it, they'll part with the $5.
Yeah.
So, but you know, at $10 you lose a lot of parents, but at $5 you've got most of them because it's, you know, yeah, all right. It's, you know, if my kid will be quiet for what it costs me to go and have a coffee, I'll go without the coffee.
Yeah, we're definitely moving in different times. It's like that classic photo of like you've got your millennial kid with their phone, and then you go back 30 years ago and you've got your DVD player, your portable DVD player, or then you even go back further with your boombox, and then you've got your boombox and everything that we used to have that you know, a 1980s kid would have had to be to be in the in crowd. But now with our Lego community, we all got our mobile phone, and then we're disconnected. We're just one step away from talking to someone else about our hobby.
Yeah.
And like, if you wanted to talk about Lego like 30 years ago, it was unforeseen that we'd even be. Who would have thought that 30 years later we're on the internet talking about our hobbies?
Yeah, exactly. Just get back to the boom boxes though. I remember as a teenager we couldn't really buy at a realistic price the bigger boom boxes. They were just crazy money. So I actually took on as one of my high school metalworking projects making a very large case in metalwork and then shoving all car stereo components into it to make a monster boombox. It used to run on 3 motorcycle lead acid batteries, and you could run it for an hour. Then you could run it for an hour and a half at full volume. It had tons of flashing lights all over it, and it weighed about 15 kilos. And carting around your shoulder was a bit of a chore, but hey, it was cool.
It was a lot of bloody fun.
It was a lot of fun. And then just another one though. One of my workers one day, I was used to run a lot of citrus pickers, and I had this one guy used to turn up to work, and he had this Commodore, and it had about $5 grand worth of stereo gear, and he'd park it in the paddock, and like you can hear it up a kilometre away. You know, we used to crank it up. Well, he rode his car off, and I said, "So what are you going to do with your boombox now? Yeah, like you haven't got your stereo anyway." And 2 days later, turns up to work with nearly all of the hi-fi, the car stereo components, boxed into the biggest esky he could buy.
Oh my God.
And he dragged that along to work. Yeah, subwoofer and everything built into the bloody big esky.
Bloody hell. What a smart ass. What a smart ass.
Hey, it was cool because a lot of us used to have radios, like we'd go and buy a car stereo, a cheapy one from the Wreckers or something, and we'd actually build a box like by a hand truck and put like a speaker box on the bottom, and then have a 12-volt battery, and you'd run most of the day on, if you weren't trying to pump it, make it too loud. It was a cheap way to make a work radio that it worked. Used to have half decent sound and run all day. And got to the point where I said, I just park them down the shed, and you can plug them in there and charge them all night. We made a lock-up compound, and you could charge them there every night. But this guy just took it to the next level, man, with this bloody, I think it was about a 90-litre esky or something with all this damn stuff in it,
Far out.
It was awesome. Yeah, yeah. Boom boxes with TVs in them. They were a bit different. But, but yeah. So it's interesting. One of the young lads who did Charlie, who did one of the displays at Bendigo Bricks just recently, he actually built a fairly decent sized boombox in his garage display. I thought that was pretty cute. Good build.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Douglas, I think Lego has learnt we want animals. Very much so.
Yeah, I noticed that with the friend sets. As soon as they came out with different forms of dogs and cats, that really got a lot of the pester power to like want a different dog and like those sets were just literally going off the shelves and
and then with the horsey set, the ones that anything that had horses in them, the girls were into ponies, were wanting the ponies. Yeah, look, I've never seen any of the sets with the friend sets that have had horses in them sit on the shelves for very long. They just seem to log off the shelves. It's they're gone in minutes, even though most of them have been pretty expensive.
Yeah, they go like hotcakes.
Yeah,
and
so
the most unusual parts are in those sets as well. So the magentas are in with the horses, I noticed, or the baby blue. Yeah, they went from magenta in the start. Now they're going to baby blue with horses. So you get that colour that you never really get in a large set in mass quantities too.
Yeah, I think Douglas has made a comment. Friends' animals are amazing. The city needs it bad. I think the thing there is a lot of people are just buying the friends and putting the animals in their cities anyhow. So, maybe they've worked out there we can sell a double hit. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, as a guy, a lot of people crack me for buying so many friend sets, mate. I've bought a lot of friend sets because I like the colours. And we've kept a lot of the mini dolls. We haven't actually got rid of very many of them at all, but occasionally we'll just make a little pack up for some little girl who's got a birthday or something, and there you go. There's a half a dozen friends mini dolls and a few other bits and pieces. Go have some fun. Add it to another set, and away they go.
Yep.
So, I think back to the days when I used to do the space Lego, and now with this new Lego Movie 2, with the friend space that's hinting to us. I think that's going to be a new outlet that's just going to be, it's just going to have a new generation to spring out of that that we never would have expected to have that audience appeal for space Lego with a different sort of color aspect. Like we're always used to the grey Lego right in the 79 period. And then it was like the blue, the yellow translucent. And then it went to the blue to reddish to the Blacktron. So the Blacktron was the yellow, and then the translucent yellow in the Blacktron. And then it went to the Mtron, and then they just sort of lost context after that. And they just forgot about the space Lego, and they.
And I think, as Bailey commented the other night, with this new wave of space that's possibly coming out in the movie, it's not going to look like traditional spaceships.
No, it's definitely. I noticed even when you see Lego builders interpret that 1971 Lego, they sort of bring it down a notch, and they put like the tiny pieces in where the spaceship curve used to go into. So they're using all the curvature, and they're using minimalistic pieces in the perfect way to interpret that 1970 Lego. And I think that is just marvelous way to do that. I would never have thought the parts they were using in those tiny builds, and especially like even the Star Wars tiny parts they're using. That's genius level, the way they use them.
We have so many good parts now that can be worked back into that space stuff too. So I think it's time for maybe not classic space as it was, but a revamp on the space theme is due, I think. we do say this all the time, so anyone from Lego is watching, please give us some new space stuff. We want it.
Yes.
And you might want to be nice too while you're listening. Friends can't quite do it, I'm afraid. It's needs to be a friend's monorail. But I think we all know as ourselves what we want. It's a matter of getting the powers to be to listen, and you know, maybe there needs to be some competitions. Vote for this, and then see what happens. I mean, it's happened with Lego Ideas to a point, but maybe it's time. Lego Ideas is a different thing. It's a fan based thing, but maybe we need to have a vote for a new theme type of thing, or a new spin on a theme. Very, very, very sad that we lost the Mixels, because they taught building on different axes in a really great way.
Totally.
We took to our kids' Lego club, which sadly isn't running so far this year. We took a good 50 Mixel packets up and let them have a go. And it was amazing to watch the kids just build them, you know, flat chat. You know, it was almost a race for some of them to see how many they could build in the hour and a half. And one kid built 10 in an hour and a half.
Wow.
That's 3 minutes each.
Even when the Mixels were first in the shops, I opened the packets up and see how quickly I could build the Mixels. And like they're all right there, and as long as you follow the instructions, like sometimes I'd look at the picture and I'll go, yeah, I can build that, and then I'd think, there's all these parts left over.
Yeah, that's right. So what we were actually doing is a challenge after they'd built them a couple of times, or some of them, we'd pull them apart and put them down in front of us with the correct number of parts. And then just by looking at the box, you had to build without the plans.
Mm.
And just looking at the box. And that was quite interesting too. Now, Dugan's also commented, since Nexo has gone, maybe space will get to go. Let's hope, mate. I think Nexo Nights was a good theme in many ways.
It brought some space elements to it, do you, Nexo Nights?
Space elements to it, but I don't think it was pushed hard enough. Most people didn't get that it was a space theme.
No.
It was probably a problem. And it was a crossover that didn't quite work in that respect. Again, you've got to have something that has playability to it, which it had some good play features. One thing I really liked about Nexo Nights was all the trans neon parts were in it. So there was a lot of parts that glowed under UV. So maybe they'd have to make a bit more out of that and make that work for them. I mean, you know, I've bought bags of the stuff. I've got a lot of trans UV parts. I'm sitting on about 100,000 trans UV parts at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, for a big project. I was doing a GARC project. That has been shelved just for the moment. Not that I won't be doing it. It was just being shelved for the moment because I want a much larger inventory of parts before I do it. So I was sitting the other night thinking, what can I do with all these UV parts to use them in the meantime? So I'm going to do something. I'm not going to say exactly what I'm doing, but I'm going to have a glow zone. Let's put it that way. It'll be something made that's basically just really making use of all the parts that will glow.
Nice.
And it'll be set up in the in a display inside a tent with bomb UV light, and you'll walk in, and it'll be off the hook. So, I'm not saying what it is, because that one's going to be a big surprise. I'm not. It's not that I don't want no one else doing it. It's just that I have a concept in mind. It may work, it may not. So I don't want to give it up. Once it's built, I'll let you all know for sure what it is, and we'll have some previews. But I've got a bit of an idea of what I'm going to do with it. So we'll see.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm sort of going to fight with the missus over that one, whether she's going to have a hand in building it as well, though.
It was rather accidental that someone had a blacklight and were like inspecting the Lego for damage and wear and tear.
Yeah.
And I think somewhere between using the blacklight and finding that all the translucents glow in the dark, that over the past 10 years of the Americans doing their Lego shows, the more black lights that have appeared in their shows, and it gets a party atmosphere, like it's a disco that they suddenly appear there with these disco versions of blacklight parties in Lego events that get really popular and more popular as the exhibits get bigger and bigger. Yeah.
So that's pretty much, we're saying we're ripping their concept off there, but there is a lot of that going on in America, as you've said. And so yeah, we've got a concept of what we want to do with it all, and we'll work on it. But yeah. Douglas will come another thing. Yeah, you haven't got a lot of good input tonight, Douglas. I think another problem is too many sci-fi shows and games make it hard to make original ships that don't infringe on IP. And yes, that is very hard. And yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm going like, when you look at what Disney has a major hand now in what Lego is doing. Maybe it's time for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea to make a big hit.
Oh yeah. When I saw that at the big Lego show, they did that first 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea version, and that just blew me away. And then when I saw another person do it online, I thought, oh wow, it's just like it's just a different interpretation of that story that you never thought possible in Lego.
Yeah. No, there is some. It is IP infringement's a hard thing, and trying to come up with original stuff. And sadly, just about everything anyone has put up on Lego Ideas that has been space-based hasn't got votes in a major way. The Space 1999 stuff that was done did. You couldn't put it up anymore. It won't make it. It won't make the current rules. A couple of them got through to pretty good numbers, but I think Lego couldn't get the IP on that. So that made that hard. It's So a few people have done some pretty awesome stuff with Thunderbirds and Tintin, things like that.
Yep.
But they're not going to get up.
FAB.
Yeah, it's not going to get up. So I think also too, something Lego has to sort of look at it, a different thing too is, and they have in a way, is look at a different scale to minifig scale for stuff that's got playability factor in it. So while we have had a big hit on the minifig scale stuff, City, etc., I've noticed a lot of kids build micro scale stuff and really enjoy it. It's stuff they can put in a pocket and take with them, and they'll have a bit of fun building with we've encouraged a lot of kids to build lunchboxes basically with a base plate in the top of them. Sort of 16 by 8 or something like that. And they'll build a micro scale thing in the lid of a lunchbox and just have a random assortment of parts in a lunchbox.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a bit of scope to do something like that. We've got a couple of guys in our local lug that actually have grab boxes that they use to make micro spaceships, as an example. And they'll build Lego on the tram or on the train.
Yeah.
And they have fun. They have a ball doing it. So spreading the love.
When I got my first phone, I didn't want the front cover to get scratched, so I built a Lego frame around it. And so whenever I go on a journey, I always had Lego, and I'd put the phone in my pocket with the Lego. And then, whenever you get bored, you get your Lego out. And then I had little movable parts on the outside of it, and I'd just go anywhere, and I'd have Lego with me, and it was all protecting the phone inside. So.
It's interesting. We've been discussing this practical Lego things in a couple of forums I'm in. And one of my mates a while back actually built a phone cradle out of Lego Technic to put in his car, and he just siliconed it to the dash.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool. He couldn't find any other way to attach it, so just a big blob of silicon, but hey, it worked. But it was made out of about 20 different coloured Technic parts. And
wow.
It was cool. It's first time he pulled up, it was kind of like, dude, that, it's different. He's gone, works for me, and I've gone, stay. I'm not saying I didn't like it, I just said it's different.
With the Technic parts, you still want that airflow going through the phone so it doesn't heat up too much. And you also got to protect the Lego, because sometimes the phone, if you're charging it while the phone's still plugged in, it'll heat up the Lego. And you get that slight bump in the Lego.
It wasn't actually made to hold it while it was charging, that's for sure. It was just meant for the phone to go in fully charged to sit there, I think. But I've been looking at a few different things. Like I've using a few wedge plates to make a sunshade for the GPS as an example. Why not? A few angled bricks and a couple of wedge plates and normal plate, and you've got a sunshade for your GPS so that you can see the screen in just about any angle. So yeah. I only wished Lego would buy the rights to Firefly and make a cartoon to go with it. I think you'd make a lot of people happy if they did.
Yeah.
I was a huge Firefly fan as well as I think as most of the AFLs I know are. I think you'd make us a very happy bunch of people, but I don't think it's going to happen, mate.
Yeah.
One show that died well before its time because it was way ahead of its time, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
Sadly, but anyway.
Yeah. Typical.
Yeah,
Anyway,
when I was younger, I tried to do all the buildings around Brisbane, but then the change in the architecture meant that I had to change the Lego perspective, and so now, like, instead of a square build, we're getting the round build. So now all of the round Lego pieces are coming into the frame of building, and it's just like that connection where someone said that NASA actually build the things they're going to send out into space out of Lego because it's easier to build with Lego and all the cogs and parts that they need to send that out into space before they actually send it. And I thought, gee, that's interesting because that's the same way that I used to work. I tried to build the spaceships out of Lego when especially that one where it was the space shuttle on the plane.
Yeah.
And to see that set actually come out, I mean, it was a bit bulky, but the different versions of the space shuttle on the plane, as they've progressively done that in Lego over the years, that's really changed in.
Well, when I was younger and the pneumatics first came out into Lego, I was working a lot in those days on market gardens, and we have a lot of equipment that you build yourself on site because just no one else will make it. You make your own stuff to suit the job in many cases. And the guy I used to work for was also building stuff that he built. By the time we'd used it for a couple of scenes and made sure it was successful, we'd make certain components and make it on so people could then put their own stuff together. And quite often for stuff that we're using in the packing sheds, for example, a bin tipper, I built the first mock-up out of actual Lego Technic. Took it to work and showed it to the engineer, and he's gone, oh, he goes, what's this crap? This is, he goes, I use Meccano. And I've gone, I said, because I used to call it Meccano. He goes, I use Meccano. And I've gone, mate, this stuff's got hydraulic rams in it. You mean, really? This is cool. And he's gone, I looked at it anyway. So I gave all my Technic Lego to his son to take home and have a bit of a fiddle with one night. He just happened to leave it on the table. I said, leave it on the table overnight and see if Reg has picked it up in the morning. Next morning, Reg comes in and he goes, that stuff ain't bad, son. He said, where do you buy it? One night with it, he realised how good it was to prototype stuff with. And we actually got the boss to buy him a couple of $1,000 worth so he could prototype with it. And, and it worked. I mean, we used to sit around at our lunchtimes playing with Lego, basically prototype machinery. Sweet. Occasionally I would actually get paid sometimes to play with a bit of Lego to work something out and nut it out. But it worked. And because it was modular, in the sense, you could basically say, okay, you could scale it very directly. If it's 20 studs long, it winds up being 20 feet long. It's like, it was pretty easy. And we could make it work like that. So, yeah. And I know a lot of other businesses that have done similar things. So, I mean, and look at the, trying to call it, it was Modulex that Lego made that a lot of architects used. Same deal. It's made for a good modular building system, and one of those things. It works. I actually missed out on buying a few of those white architecture sets where it was
white architecture sets,
that just had all the different white bricks in them. It was a bloody good concept, and another one that needs to come back too. I think that one was just priced a bit too dear. I think, and sadly it didn't sell as it should have.
Price point was the wrong actual thing that caused it to fail.
Yeah, so Tim, not trying to remind you, mate, but you do have a Skype call to make.
Yeah, I'm looking at the time. It's now 9:44. So she said 11 my time. So I'm on track.
All right, no worries. Just reminding you because I don't want you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I noticed in the past you always stop right before midnight so that you can go, yep, it's midnight, time to go.
Yeah. It's so it's a product that has its uses in the real world at times. And I think it's really great that we see kids. I mean, I see kids, Matt, build some incredible stuff. And to have actually also with the kids club we ran, to see kids who couldn't follow instructions, and I'm talking like 5-6-year-olds in a couple of cases, young girls. We gave them the doors and windows pack, which was a great box that came out a couple of years ago. We gave that to them because you could build every single thing in the box in one go. They loved it. You didn't have to take it apart. You could build everything in the box. And one of the girls at the point, she was trying to suck me into helping her find all the parts. And I've gone, no, part of what you have to do is actually go through and find all the parts first if that's what's holding you up, organize them, and then start the build. So she learned to do that. That's right. This particular girl, after about probably 6 to 8 weeks, she was more confidently following instructions. And by the end of the year, she was sitting there like, what's instructions? I don't want to know about them. She was building stuff that was just off the chain. It was really incredible builds. And, she was being very creative. We had one girl who, without even thinking about it, one day built a Pikachu just out of basic blocks that was absolutely incredible.
Wow. Got a yellow in that one, yeah. Got a lot of yellow in that box.
Yeah, so she just built that out of stuff because she'd been watching a friend of hers who was pretty much doing 8-bit designs, who was a bit older, on cartoon characters, and she basically got the ideas from there and then transferred it to Lego. So
yeah, that's the thing they do in Minecraft. They do it in creative mode, and they do cartoon characters.
And that's what it had come from. So that's and look, what are some of these kids have come up with is amazing. If any parent that thinks Lego is not a good investment to get their kids to think, stop buying them mobile phones and go and buy them Lego seriously.
Yeah, we just had a conference up here in Brisbane, and the teachers are teaching the other, like the computer tech teachers and the teacher aides, about how Minecraft and other computer games in the school will help them just have, not even if it's like half an hour or an hour, just like a lunchtime period.
Yeah.
It really gets them to learn to cooperate with the other students and have that time for each one to have an opportunity to build and do like it's an artistic exercise as well, and then there's the expression and there's a personal development thing as well.
And I think that's too where maybe Lego can step in there as well with that Minecraft thing on that section. I mean, not maybe to the point where they've got the Minecraft figures, but just in the actual building world. I can remember a school where I was living in New South Wales, where they tentatively bought a few Mindstorms kits and put them into the science department. And there was the general discussion amongst the staff is, I can just see this all goes missing within a few weeks. It's just, it's a wasted exercise. The money's just thrown away. It was interesting, at the end of the first term, there was more parts in the science lab than what had been bought. Kids were bringing their own Lego from home to add to it so they could build more advanced projects. And when that happened, next minute, where there'd been one set between a half dozen students, next minute there was a set per student. Now, some of those kids have gone on to be very hardcore programmers and have gone on to work into very good jobs from it. So that's good. But a lot of them it took it on as it was a way to show creative in a different way. They became very, not competitive is in a competitive sense is I've got to win at all costs, but they started challenging each other. And that's a different form of competitiveness than being super committed, they started challenging each other, produce better builds and use different techniques and things like that. And that's a better way to go about things. When you've got kids challenging each other rather than going, I'm better than you, that's a much better way to look at it. And that produces a better world, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally.
For everybody, you know, it's not about winning at all costs. It's about advancing and challenging the others around you to all become better. And that gets lost a lot in our society, I'm afraid.
Oh,
it's
totally.
not about the outright win. No, someone has to lose. And it also, too, gave some kids a chance to shine where they'd never had a chance to shine before anywhere, you know? And that was where I think the teachers really started to appreciate it. There was kids that shone in this new environment with this technology that never had a chance to shine before. So that was where it went down really well, I think, on that level too. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And when we've talked about it with you, Tim, as far as using Lego to help with language skills and things like that, even because you've got part ID, you've got to sort of identify things, and it all works. There's so many entrances with Lego.
It's a vital tool I use in the classroom with English as a second language students. I mean, the number of times I brought Lego stuff in and taught them, you know, whether it's younger kids or even other kids, older kids or even adults learning English as a second language. You know, I can show them, you know, a 1 by 2 by 4 plate, and I go, oh, that's red. In your language, it's lock set, which is red in Chinese. So, you know, I can meet them where they are, and they like, oh, okay, thank you, sir, thank you, Mr. Tim. So I can show them something, and they actually get it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a product that's not going to go away in a hurry. I think it's on a resurgence. I hope the movie's going to push it to another level again. It will. I just think at the moment in Australia, especially, we're seeing an absolute too many people have started shows, and there's a saturation point at a certain time of the year, and that has hit the shows in a big way. And it's sad, but it's just the way it's happened, I suppose. And that's the other thing too. There's a lot of money. People just don't get how much money goes behind running a major Lego show. There is serious dollars involved.
Oh, totally.
And if the door sales aren't there, the chances of it not going on are very high.
Yeah,
well, that's it.
Especially up in North Queensland, where they actually pay people to exhibit up there.
Yeah.
You know, compared to where you are in Melbourne, where it's like up there, the city council don't put restrictions, and they're like down there in Melbourne. When they did the one at the coast up here, you know, they had their specific time, and then they had to be in there and get out. But I think in, you know, Toowoomba and Townsville, it's a lot more laid back, and it's not like a city lifestyle where everything's got to be in the door, you got to be out, party's over.
It makes it very hard as an exhibitor to work to those tight lug-in and lug-out timelines. It's very hard. And that's when you've got to get to the point, well, how much can I bring pre-constructed, and can I rely on other people? I mean, for the guys that do the big train layouts, as an example, they've got half a day just setting up their tables before they even bring anything in to put on them.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes hard. And this is where there's still shows in the wintertime, Douglas, just not quite as many. But yeah, it's that summer, autumn period is pretty well packed out. Keep an eye out, Douglas. There's more shows coming, don't worry. Look, we backed off on doing a show down here in Phillip Island quite simply because too many conflicting things, and it's a big risk to take if you don't pull it off. So, not that we were looking to promote it for profit, by no means. Anything we would have been making out of a local show here would have been going back to the community, especially to the schools, to actually put Lego into the schools. We're still looking at doing something on a smaller scale to hopefully raise some money to put Lego readers into the schools, because the Lego readers in our local library are the hottest borrowed books in the library. It's the age group they're aimed at. So absolutely awesome. And yeah, we just want to eventually want to put some Mindstorm kits into the local library and that as well, that can be borrowed in and presented in such a way as just look at it at a glance. So the librarian can look at it at a glance and know that everything's there. You know, make sure it's all been returned.
Yeah, I noticed when RRBs first watched my Lego videos, and I would go to the book section, and I would say, "Oh, they got some Lego books here." So each time it got popular, people were watching my videos about the Lego books. So I wasn't strictly doing the Lego boxes. I was going over to the Lego book section, and I was commenting, "Gee, these books are really selling well this year." And like over the years, I'm watching what's getting popular in my YouTube watches. I'm going, "Hey, people are watching my books about Lego videos more than the actual Lego."
Yeah.
And if you freeze frame that section, you can get the number and everything from the book that was there, and see it in the brick set. And so I guess they're looking at the brick set and looking where they could buy that book. But a lot of them are out of stock now, and but they seem to redo those same book themes each year now that they're getting popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, just sorry, Tim.
The book stuff was fantastic, Spong. You did bloody well, and the thing that I also use, I got a set of the Lego phonics, Lego Can I Read, and also Lego grammar, and it's amazing how younger learners, when I was doing K1, 2, and 3 kids, they see the Lego stuff and they're like, oh, Lego. I said, yeah, we're going to use that to learn. We're going to use that to learn the phonics. We're going to teach you phonics with Lego. Like, whoa. And then parents go, but you can't use the Lego. Lego is toy. I said, no, it's not. It's a learning aid. You are a moron, Chopstick. You are a moron. No, it is not. It is not. It is not a toy. It is a learning aid. And when I'm using it in the classroom, it is a learning aid. You might play at home and make bloody towers, but it's a learning aid. And then half a year in, they go, oh, thank you. We understand. Very good. We now understand it. You teach very well. You number one. You. I said, yeah, told you. Let me teach.
Tim, have a read in the messages, mate, in the chat.
What time are you going to Skype my missus? Not yet. Not yet. Thank you, Douglas. Everyone's making sure I'm not going to miss me buddy my chat window. Thank you, people.
Well, mate. If you miss it,
I know I'm in deep shit.
You might not be around for long enough to have another stream.
Well, one of the interesting things in my video statistics is that it's not English people that are watching my videos. I'm getting like Estonia and Yugoslavia and all the Russian front, and like the Middle East, and especially Malaysia and Vietnam. When I see Vietnam, I think I'm going, well, I look at who's translating my English, and I see Vietnamese in my feed. I'm going, look, they're actually reading what I'm saying. I'm thinking, so then I think I've got to do proper English accent when I go do my videos now. So I go in the store and go, hello, this is Adam Spong. I'm doing a video now. And I don't speak Aussie anymore. So, you know, I'm not going, here I am, the big W made 20% off, mate.
20% off. 20% off. Good on you, Spongo. We love you, Adam. We love you, mate. I'm glad you could come on the screen.
Douglas reckons you teach him how to shop in Australia.
There was a funny part. There's a funny part when I was in the city, and because it's Queensland Day this weekend, and so I'm in the city, and I'm walking through doing my review, and there's not a single Australian. There's a German beside me, and then there's Vietnamese, and then there's well, I couldn't pick out the other language that I was listening to. I'm thinking, wow, this is really a definition of Queensland Day, where I can go into the centre of town, go and do a Lego report, and not a single English person is talking around me, and I'm going, well,
Yeah.
when would this ever happen in Australia that we're at a national event and I'm doing a Lego review and there's no one around me that's actually listening to what I'm saying. And I was thinking I could say what I want and they can't understand anything I'm saying.
I had a funny case many years ago. I had we might have been picking oranges, but I had a crew of Vietnamese working for me who had 30 of them in one crew. I used to have multiple crews around the place, but 30 of them in one crew. And one of the guys was actually a professor of languages, and he actually was capable of teaching 7 different languages.
Oh.
And he sat down one night and tried to teach me some Vietnamese. Well, is that a very hard language to learn? Well, he taught me how to say about 3 or 4 different phrases.
That's the only thing I know in Vietnamese. I think they said the chili is too hot. I'm burning my tongue.
Yeah. Well, what I didn't realise, he was teaching me chat up lines. he didn't tell me exactly what I was saying. He just said, "Here, learn these lines, and you'll be all right." I walk into work the next morning, and I basically told one of the girls I loved her. And she just looked at me, and she's just gone, "Oh, I've been interested in you, mate." You know, I've looked at her and gone, "Now, what did I just say?" And the other boss man who actually spoke pretty good English, he's gone, "Mr. Lamb, mate, he's just stitched you up big time." You up, brother? What do you mean? He goes, "Let's just say you've been trying to pick up my missus." Oh, okay. No, I'll leave it at that then. But it was interesting that it doesn't matter what language people are speaking in. Other than German. German's a hard one because it can sound angry. But in most languages, you can actually tell when people are a bit miffed or whatever like that. I walked in one morning, and the day before, I must admit, I got a bit hard on it all because they were all messing up and it just made my day miserable, and I wasn't having a good day. And that sort of, you should never take it out on your employees, but it had happened this particular day. Because I've always been a person that believed that you should be the boss you want to work for. That's simple as that. That's how you should always treat your workplace. You should be the boss you want to work for. But this particular day, they'd given me a real hard time, and while I hadn't sort of given so much as a serve, I hadn't been my normal ultra-friendly self. And I just sort of hadn't yelled at anyone or anything like that, but I just hadn't, I just wasn't happy. I walk in the next morning, and there's just this vibe in the paddock when they're sitting down having their early morning cup of tea, and I'm just going like,
smoke. Hey.
I don't know. This is before we've even started. They're just sitting around having a cuppa before we started, and I'm just like, I just worked out the vibe from the language. Just I couldn't understand it, but I just knew that there was something wrong, So I pulled Mr. Lamb aside. It was the language going, "What's going on?" He goes, "They don't know how they've upset you yesterday." I'm going, "Oh, okay, all right." He goes, "No, it's okay." He says, "Just walk in and have a bit of a chat, and we'll start from there again." He goes, "But yeah." But I quite often had to get onto the interpreters and get things done. And one day, I got Mr. Lamb. I said, "Mate, write me some language flashcards." So if there's a particular problem, I'm always having to have written what on the back in English what it is, and on the other side have what it is in Vietnamese, because they can all read it very well. So anyway, I showed him a couple of flashcards this day, and I'm thinking like, nah, he hasn't written what I asked him to write on the other side. This hasn't been translated very well for some reason, because every time I held up one of these flashcards, it was like I was getting a very poor response to it. Okay. So,
shit.
I've actually gone for a drive into town, and we actually had an interpreter service in town but you had to pay for it. It wasn't the free government one on the phone. We actually interpreted service in town, and they were a legal service. And I walked in and showed her the flashcards, and he's gone like, she's got him. She's gone. No wonder they're all a bit upset. The tone on those is almost at the point of being abusive. I said, hey, can you tone them down a little bit? And they go, what do you mean? I said, well, this is what she reckons you should have written on this one. He's gone, oh, he said, I thought you wanted results.
Achtung, baby.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh dear. It's yeah, it's just interesting how things get. I mean, they were all very hardworking people, lovely people. I don't have a bad word to say about any of them. They were lovely, you know. And unfortunately, a lot of Aussies don't ever see that about a lot of the people that come to these countries. They were damn hard workers. I'll take my hat off to them any day. They used to get out there and work their damn ass off. Yeah. And they used to make very good money, you know.
Yeah.
We had one girl. I picked her up one day. I mean, I seriously picked her up, and I shoved her on scales. I'd bought a set of scales and put a board in the middle of the paddock so it was level. Shoved her on the scales, and I said, right, T, I said, you weigh 37 kilos sopping wet. All right? I said, now go and pick a bag of fruit. She comes back. She used to wear this massive custom bag that was like more than 2 cases worth. Like they measured in cases, right? More than 2 cases worth. Put her on the scales. It weighed 10 kilos more than what she did. You know, she was carrying nearly 50 kilos of fruit around every time she was coming back to the bin.
Oh, my God.
Machine. You know, weighed more than what she did. Yeah,
wow.
Like incredible. And she was bringing back to the bin every time, nearly 42 to 45 kilos of fruit every time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, absolute machine. It's like no worries. Lovely girl, but just not quite all there. That one, in many respects, but anyway. But
getting college, we did orange picking and onion picking, and we'd be out there all day with the onions, and you'd start at 4 o'clock in the morning because up here you get the sunlight a bit earlier.
Yeah,
and so like to do that and have that like multicultural thing as well, like we're all there doing our job and mingling with all the backpackers as well. It was really like a cultural event. So
yep. I had one crew one year where we ended up calling it the zoo crew. It wasn't because they were all animals. I had 52 different nationalities on that one crew. 90 people, 52 nationalities. It was incredible. And they're all backpackers, etc. But it was incredible. Yeah,
a lot of them grew up in like the grape growing areas and the main areas of France and all of Europe, and so to see their perspective on the proper way of how plants should grow.
Yeah.
Here's us normal all these going, just put it in the paddock and let it grow.
Oh, look, we're, as an example, I know we're off topic here a bit, but it's still about.
We've gone off Lego, but anyway.
But I had these 2 German girls
Lego Farm. There we go. We brought it back. Lego Farm.
Yeah, Lego Farm. Yeah. I've had these 2 German girls coming to work for me one day, and they've gone. I said, "Have you ever picked mandarins before?" They go, yeah, we do it at home all the time. We're just, that's why we applied for the job. No worries.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're snipping them, and when you snip them, because they're going export, you've got to cut the stem really close because otherwise they stab each other and ruin the fruit. So I come back after just over an hour, and like mandarin picking slow going, thank God. They've come back, and every piece of fruit beautifully has 2 leaves left on it. They've snipped them and left 2 leaves on everyone because that's how they present them at home on the fruit stalls with 2 beautiful leaves left on them. Yeah, we had to go and clip them all down. Thank Christ I hadn't stabbed any of the fruit. I stood there for an hour beside them and clipped them off and let them keep going. Gave them a new bin, and I just sat there and did it. I couldn't bear to make them go back through and lose time. Yes, more plant pieces. Exactly, Douglas. More plant pieces, mate.
I like when it was all mechanized and the weighing machine. I think it was about 1993. We got the weighing machine. It had a photosensitive light, and it would actually look at the color of the fruit.
Yep.
And Oh, that machine was just great watching that
Yeah.
sort out all the fruit.
Color scan stuff. Yeah, they can actually tell how sweet the fruit's going to be now and sort it, which is why I don't understand why they don't actually sell it by its sweetness.
And like the year before that, we were doing the spectrometer and getting all of the sugars in the fruit. This machine comes along and does it all for us.
Yeah. No, the big packing houses now, mate. The technology they've got is incredible. It'll actually sort it. The ones that are ripe go straight out the door, or coming on ripest, and then the ones that can be held back a bit go a bit later when the So it's a thing, but yeah, again, another thing that we did, when we used to, lay out packing sheds, for example, we'd actually prototype it in Lego to make sure the layout would work, So again, that's make the machinery in Lego and make it all work, and cool.
Yeah, actually, that goes back to using the Lego. Each semester, we would our teacher would get us to find a property that was about to be sold, and we would do a scaled down version and try to manage that farm as though we were actually the manager. And so I'd get my Lego out, do a scaled down version of the farm, and I'd do it all up in the Lego, and I'd work out, all the distances, the petrol used and everything, and I'd see it in my perspective of how it would be all in Lego's perspective. And like in those assignments, I had everything done in Lego, and it was just so interesting that, it's actually, and so we would see the satellite image of the farm, and we'd do everything, and then I'd scale it down with the Lego, and then we'd get the other photos of the property, especially because it was on the real estate section of the local town. We would get another photo of the actual farm, and it was just so interesting to use the Lego in that in those assignments. And one time I pretended to buy a vineyard, and I was chatting to the guy on the phone about, I'm just doing a Lego assignment on this vineyard, and he's going, oh well, that's a new perspective, and doing research on the property and making it out of Lego, and it's like. They never actually thought of that someone was building the exact farm out of Lego and interpreting that for an assignment.
Well, I think it's about time we hung up so Timmy can go make a call, I think.
Yep.
It is gotten to the point where we have to say goodbye, people.
Yeah, you hang up.
Good day.
I will thank everyone that was here. Thank you. I did say it before, but then Spongo popped in, which is most appreciated, Adam Spong. It's lovely having you on, and it's lovely having your input. And we digressed off Lego, but it's all good. It's all fun, and it's good to have you on the stream. Thank you, Darren, for coming along. Thank you to everyone that was on the panel earlier. ABC, Inside the Brick Box, Darkside Bricks. Oh, who else do we have tonight? We had James, yes, the duck chicken, duck chicken, chicken duck, duck chicken, chicken chicken duck. Yes, and everyone in the chat, Douglas American, ICB was there, Iceberg. We had a lot of people there tonight, and I thank you all. Please like, subscribe to the video so you can get us on straight away, and you'll get reminded that we're streaming. Give us a like and comment below. We will read the comments. We'll hopefully be able to respond when we can, and we will see you. We will see you next week on the Super Sunday Lego stream. Adios, amigos. Thank you. Peace, love, and keep building bricks. Bye, guys. Catch you later.